What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another
Yo.
Lazy Sunday Out of the Basement stream. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
Sup, guys?
And we've got a very special guest today. You know him, you love him. It's Todd, aka Fig Fury 79. Thank you so much for coming on this stream. We're so happy to finally have you on, man.
Oh, it's frozen.
Yeah, so
there
glad
we
to
go.
be here. Thanks for having me on the stream, guys.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Yeah, we're happy to have you on. Fig just recently got back from a trip to Galaxy's Edge, so we're going to be talking about that. Of course, we also have a ton of news to catch up on today.
True.
We've got the TVC Boba Fett debacle. We've got potential price increase coming. And
Codenames.
Oh, yeah, 13 Codenames. That's the other one. I had to look at my list. I had to cheat a little bit. We also have 13 Codenames that were recently added by Yak Face here. So thank you, everyone, for joining us today so far. We're super excited to have Todd on finally. For those who are unfamiliar, of course, Fig is the stand-up man in the community, the original Out of the Basement fan at this point.
True.
You can go back to videos from 2015, 2016, and there's a comment from Todd down there. So I just wanted to say right off the bat, thank you so much for all the support you've given us over the years, man.
Yeah, for sure.
The friendship that we've had is just incredible, and it makes me so happy that I can meet people online like you that are just so fun to talk to. And you're one of the only people that I can like geek out about like Warhammer stuff with. So I feel like it's awesome, the friendship that we've gained over the years. So thank you so much, man. I really, truly appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Yeah.
I think I sent that.
Yeah, just pretty much ditto what you said, Nate.
Yeah, I know we've talked for many years, so it's awesome to finally have you on the stream. I'm just looking at my Warhammer figures I got over here. I've got all my custom painted ones are right nearby, like the old.
Nice.
I haven't painted in so long though. Haven't painted in a while. So let's go ahead, jump into the chat. Say what's up to everyone that's joined us so far. The very first comment, Todd himself. Nice. And we've got Gentugo in here. American Warrior Luke. What's up, Basement Boys? What's up, Fig Fury? Hello. Thank you for joining us, American Warrior Luke. We've got Daniel in here as well with some nice emoji spam. Love that emoji spam.
Nice.
Nathan Woodward is in here as well. Hello. Happy Sunday, Nathan. Thank you for joining us today. We've got BRFC 147. Good evening from over there. I know it is the evening in the UK, so Good evening. We've got Michael Cherry in here as well. Michael, thank you for joining us once again on this stream. Happy to see you here today. Freddie74, good morning. Washington State. That is a fantastic state. I had a great vacation there, so would love to go back. Rhino Hobbies, hello. Thank you for joining us today. We've also got Super Tech Dustin making an appearance. Sup, dudes? Hello. Mr. Grudge is in here as well.
Can you still hear me, Justin?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
We got Chosen One in here.
Yo. What up? Star Wars Collector.
Yep. David Edge, good evening. We got Bodie Collection in here as well.
What's up, Bodie?
Obi-Sean Kenobi, howdy.
I can't even see Obi-Sean's comment. I can't
either.
Just refreshed. W's Creations. Yo.
Yep. Christopher Powell, hello. Jay Meza. We got Star Wars Collector in here as well. Vader X Bricks making an appearance. Hello, Vader. How you doing? We got Mitch Allen in here. Hello, Mitch. Nice to see you. JP the Death Trooper is here as well. Always nice to have the Death Trooper stop by. We've got AJ Casso. Hey guys, customizing a clone helmet. This is the best thing to listen to. Well, thank you. What custom helmet are you making? I guess I should ask. So let us know. We got Norsky in here as well, the original Out of the Basement moderator. First time in a while. I've been so early to the stream. Thank you.
Yep.
That's
What up,
Fig.
Norsky?
Fig, you're bringing everyone out, man. You're bringing all the usual suspects early to the stream because they want to be here. We got Titter. Hello, Titter. Nice to see you this week. Hunter Schultz.
Nice.
Hello. Are we going to hear if can claim Fig Fury on their taxes? Yes. No, we are going to have to pay taxes on all of this money, right coming up here soon. So don't worry. Don't worry. True. The taxes are coming. Mike Chu. Hello, Mike. Thank you for joining us this week. We've also got Felix in here. Hello, OOTB crew, Fig Fury, and chat. Hello, Felix. Thank you for joining us. Also, everyone, hit like. Don't forget to hit like.
That's true.
Smash that like button
That's
right
very
now.
True.
We've also got Han Shot First. Great name. And I would actually add to that if we're going to go all the way back in the day. Han Shot.
I mean, true.
And that's it. Greedo didn't even shoot originally.
That is true.
Jeff Miller is in here as well. Does Marvel get Codenames on release? Marvel Legends? I don't know. I'm not into the Marvel Legends
I think so.
like that.
Yeah.
I would assume so. I would assume like all Hasbro products probably follow a similar scheme.
There's got to be a yak face for Marvel out there.
Oh, I'm
not sure what it is.
Like marvelousnews.com maybe?
Yeah.
I know that was always like a big Marvel.
There's a guy on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Clone Command is in here as well.
His stuff is good.
Oh, Rectangular. I don't think I've ever heard of him.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Mark, what up? Good day, dwellers. The Colonel hanging out, lurking. Welcome, Todd. What's up,
Nice, Mark. Thank you for joining us, Mark. Polar Man. Exactly. We've also got W's Creations in here. And Brent Dozerman.
Yo.
We've got Logie. Hello. Also Jonathan Redmond. Hello, Jonathan. Nice to see you. Mario's in here as well from Anaheim, California. Nice.
Yo.
Nice. Darth Educator. Hello.
Oh, nice. What's up, Darth? Let's see here. Chat just refreshed. Manuel LeBoy.
Yep. We got Ben Taylor in here as well. HoloNet 1. Jazzy 35K. Ben Taylor. Lungy's Hideout. Volts. Hello. Cheap is in here as well. Hello,
hey.
Cheap. Nice to see you. Skywalker Hendricks making an appearance. What's up, Skywalker?
What up,
nice to see you. AJ Casso. Hello. And let's see. Steve. We got Steve down here from the Pacific Northwest. Thank you, Steve. Mark Hauser's in the house. Hello, Mark.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
What up, Mark?
AJ says, an old Hasbro helmet. It's hard to describe. I'll send pics in the Discord. Just have to get the visor. Nice. Can't wait to see that. Make sure to tag me, please. Tag me. All right. Let's see. I'm looking at the chat. GeForce Racing. GeForce is in here. Hello, GeForce.
And we already have 104 people in the stream right now. Already broke 100.
Hit that like button.
Less than 10 minutes.
Nice. All right. Ben Taylor, Sith Vicious. We got Brenda in here. What's up, Justin's mom? Not my mom. Justin's I know mom? Everyone thinks everyone thinks we're brothers. Sean Solo. Hello, Sean.
Yo.
Nice to see you in here, buddy. Dawn, as always, thank you for reporting for Sunday stream duty.
Oh, Ivan.
Can't stay today. Just wanted to drop in and say hi. Hello, Ivan. Thank you for just stopping by to say hi. We'll see you next week. Fig, we got Fugman in here as well. Hello, Fug. Daniel Garcia, North Hollywood, California in the house. A lot of people from California in here today. Nice to see the Cali representation. I'm sure it's some nice weather today, unlike snowy Indiana. And I'm sure Idaho as well, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's frosty.
Hunter Schultz, hello. Thank you for joining us. Just got a great addition to my collection. First edition Mando.
Nice.
That one that's a pretty penny right there. And that is
Yeah.
a pretty penny. Salty Trees in here as
What's up,
well.
Salt?
I'm quite busy today, but I hope everyone is doing well. For sure, we'll watch you 3 Legends later. Thank you, Salty. No problem there. We appreciate anyone who catches the replay as well. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Brian Myers, hello. Good afternoon. We also got Masterpiece in here as well. Marvel Legends, man. We've got Lou Ice T. Hello, all. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Miles Saunders Gaming. Hello. Chen Razi's in here as well. CT Fulcrum. There we go. That is everyone in the chat so far. Wait, Dog Files just showed up. What's up, Dog Files? I'll be cutting way down on buying because of the price increase. No second Grief Karka, no more Leia's, no Mandalorian in tank driver gear. Yeah, we're going to talk about the price increase a little bit later in the show. But for now, we're just getting into things. So if you're just tuning in, we're just getting started here. So now that we've said hello to everyone in the chat, of course, Fig, if you wouldn't mind, tell everyone just a little bit about yourself, please.
Sure. I'd be honored to. So, I mean, obviously I'm a Black Series collector. That's our biggest common interest between you guys and myself. I've been collecting since the line started, late 2013, and haven't stopped. Nice. I mean, I love Star Wars, and Black Series really gives a great representation of the characters that I like, so it just goes hand in hand. And then obviously I collect a lot of other stuff. You can kind of see in the background here, maybe. I just like collecting action figures. It's like getting, I'm a big TV show guy, movies, comics, just characters. I love watching them on the screen, so to have them in a physical form, especially nowadays, how cool these figures are as far as articulation, paint apps. I mean, they just do such an awesome job overall. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of where my passion's at. It's my favorite hobby that I have. And on top of that, I've got to meet some really cool people like you guys, a whole bunch of others in the Out of the Basement Discord and other social platforms. I've got to meet some really cool people that I can just kind of be myself and geek out with about Star Wars, and other properties as well, but mostly Star Wars. So that's pretty much it. Live in Idaho now. Born and raised in Southern California, so I got to live there as well. And yeah, that's pretty much wraps it up, dudes.
Yeah. And you have an Instagram too. Is that would you say that's the main thing you use? Because that's what I have in the description. I have your Instagram link there.
Yeah, that's where I share a lot of. I do action figure photography. I share a lot of that on Instagram, and then I do sometimes post hauls or just action figures in my collection and some of my real life stuff as well. But it's majority action figure photography. And I'll add to that. That's something that's elevated my collecting. I've always liked collecting, but doing that has taken it to another level for me. So it's a really cool hobby and a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, and you take some great shots, man. So it's awesome to see. Since we've been friends for so long, it's awesome to see the progress from where you started to where you are now, and it's just awesome. Your photography skills have certainly improved, and the shots you've been taking are just absolutely epic. And I know a lot of people have seen some of your shots as well because we often collaborate. So we'll share some of your photos in our videos, and they're so epic. So it's always awesome to kind of have that with you as well, because it's man, we've got Fig Fury taking these incredible photos that he lets us use in our videos. So Again, another thank you for that, because you add just that awesome little extra something to the videos with that great photography. And also thank you to Cheap for the $4.99 super chat. They say, love your action figure photography, Fig. Keep it up. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you for the support.
I smell profit. Nice, juicy, fat, warm profits.
Thank you, Cheap. And also, just in case, someone might be able to make the connection here, all of those shots of Boba Fett in the Black Series Awards, that was Fig Fury here, Todd.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll help people connect those dots a little more. Mm-hmm. All those dope shots of Boba Fett. And you also have prided yourself before on using all natural lighting in a lot of instances, especially for like lightsaber effects, which I should have got the picture to pull it up, but I think it's like Luke, and with the blue lightsaber, and it looks like Photoshop, but it's actually just like a trick of lighting. That's really cool.
Very challenging. In fact, I've tried to emulate that a few times, and I haven't had the success of that shot, and that's been about a year and a half. So it just adds to it. That's how I learned. Was from a group that practiced all practical effects. But before I go down that rabbit hole, I want to say thank you to both of you guys, because I kind of hit like a stump, or it's like a lull, where I just wasn't feeling. I didn't have any thoughts in my head about what type of shot to do. And when the Boba Fett pictures that you guys had me collaborate with you guys hit me up on the Discord and asked me if I'd like to do it, and it kind of got me back into that creative flow. So that was a really good time for me. Like I started picking up my brain again and relit that fire that was kind of like in Thor Ragnarok. I was kind of going to a smoldering fire, and now it's back to a raging. So that was awesome.
Awesome.
I enjoyed every aspect of that, and I thank you guys a lot for letting me do that.
Oh, no problem. We're happy to
absolutely. So I just wanted to ask you, Fig. So obviously you've been on Black Series since day one, all the way back in the day. So of course, we'd like to ask every guest, what is your favorite Black Series figure of all time? And if you can't give us one,
you guys made a top 10 list.
Top 3 is good.
Couple. I mean, for me, it's kind of easy. I'll probably say it in my answer to this, but because I'm like Vader, Anakin and Vader are like my favorite character. So just by bias, and I mean, I even like the puppy dialogue Return of the Jedi Vader. Like, I still love that figure. To me, it has a lot of flaws, but there's a lot of cool aspects of it. But I mean, Empire Strikes Back Vader is not only just as a figure goes, it's like so well done. The articulation, it's all the right spots. The sculpt is right there. You guys have said it before. It's like a shrinking Vader down from the screen to 1/12 scale. So he'd probably be my number one. And then honestly, like right there is probably the original Mandalorian figure, the season 1, episode 1 figure.
Oh yeah.
I find myself going back to that figure a lot just for posability.
Yeah, that original Mando figure definitely is gonna, I feel like, well, it's already kind of, a forgotten figure in a lot of ways, since we've seen so many Beskar Mandos as opposed to that. Well, obviously for obvious reasons, because that costume was only in one episode of the show. So but
I always forget that.
But it's got that sweet gauntlet swivel that they took away on the Beskar Mando figure. So also wanted to say what's up to GamerZone24. I know they said can't stay, just wanted to stop and say hi. Also, what's up, Boba Fett
and Chad Bain.
That's okay. We love our lurkers. We love our lurker squad. While you're lurking, though, please hit like.
True.
Very true. So Fig, you've been collecting the line since day one, 2013. I kind of like to get a perspective from many people about how it was back then. We started collecting seriously in 2015. So we missed out on the first 2 years of the line, at least as far as like going from store to store, out in the wild, buying things online. So I just kind of want to hear from you. What was your experience back in the day, back in 2013, 2014, orange and blue line? How is it finding them in stores? How is it buying them online? That sort of thing.
Well, for me, it's probably a little different because I wasn't collecting anything at all when I started Black Series. I was actually really heavy into the Star Wars: The Old Republic online video game, and I just stumbled across. My wife and I were in a store, a local place that's now since closed, kind of like a Kmart style store, and we just went down the toy aisle line just for fun, and that's where I saw that sweet orange and black box, and I saw R2D2 and a Sand Trooper on the shelf there.
Nice.
Ooh.
And I didn't know anything about it. Like I said, I didn't know anything about collecting at that point. I hadn't really collected since like over a decade, and prior to that was like Gundam. I did a lot of Gundam back in the day, and I just stopped, and I just kind of got out of it. So I didn't that first year up until about midway through 2014, I didn't know a lot of people that were doing it. So I would just go to stores and whatever I saw, I'm like, oh, I want that one. And I didn't even know they made it, right? So I found that's how I got Han Solo. I ended up getting Darth Maul and the Sand Trooper. I passed on the X-Wing pilot Luke. I saw him probably a dozen times. I didn't think it was going to grow into what it is. In my head, I'm like, oh, I'll just get one here and there and put them on my computer desk. It'll be a cool little aspect to have for my gaming setup, essentially. So about 2014, I started getting into it more, and I was able to find majority of the line locally, just between Toys R Us, Walmart's, Targets, local places. That same store I found R2. They had I remember when the Darth Vader and Return of the Jedi Luke dropped. I found the whole wave there. Found the crappy Emperor figure, and at the time it was cool, but found that wave with the red clone. Was that Sergeant, I believe? The red and white and then green and
Captain, yeah.
Captain.
Yeah, Captain. Red is Captain, and then green is
Sergeant.
Okay.
Right.
So I found all those on the page. I didn't feel like this area that I lived in was really into it at that point. But as soon as the red box line dropped, it just changed dramatically. The stores started not having anything, and online became my friend at that point. And over the years, it's just gotten, I think everybody, kind of worse as far as brick and mortar store carrying stuff. It's hard to find it. And when you do, it seems like it's far and few between.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's kind of interesting. We had kind of a similar experience, but we got into it kind of later than the 2013, 2014, but we were still able to find a lot of those classic orange line and blue line figures. So it seems to be a pretty universal thing, at least in the US, or at least in more maybe not as metropolitan areas or whatever coast you're on.
Right. And I think it's also important to keep in mind too, because I'm sure a lot of people are going to chalk it up to maybe the distribution was better back then, but also a lot of people were resistant to the 6-inch line at first. So everyone wanted to stay 3 3/4 inch. So Black Series, when it first came out, seems to have been not very popular, especially when we talked to Mike Case, and he said he got the whole first wave for $11 a piece on Amazon.
Yeah.
So it's I think back then it probably just was people a little bit resistant to that. But so that's interesting. I feel like that's generally what we've heard from others as well. But you mentioned you didn't collect for about a decade beforehand. So were you collecting? I know you said Gundam. Was that the model kits or those 4-inch figures that they used to do?
No, it was where I was living at the time. We had a store called the Manga House, and they sold the master grade model kits.
Okay.
Back then they were $70 to $100 even then. So I was kind of getting into those. I got into the McFarlane Metal Gear solid.
Oh, nice.
Figures. I had like the whole first wave of those.
Yeah, I had a few of those growing up. I had that Solid Snake.
Oh yeah, detail amazing.
Yeah.
Posability was just pretty garbage, but
Yeah, I remember I broke my Solid Snake in half when I was a little kid, and I always used to just
Ooh.
play with his torso still,
nice.
as if he was just some sort of deformed Solid Snake.
That's awesome.
What's up, Dan Marino?
Hey Dan.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. Kind of circling back to the Black Series, if I'm not mistaken, I think Walgreens was your guys' friends for that early stuff. I know
Yeah.
Justin found some good figures at Walgreens.
Dude, I was going to every Walgreens like in a 20-mile radius.
We seriously have a Walgreens on every single corner around us. There's you can't go very many blocks without hitting a Walgreens.
Yeah. And I went to college at it was a local campus, but I still had to drive about like 30 minutes out. And then there was like more Walgreens over there. So I was like checking those. And then I was like doing this huge route of just like hitting every Walgreens on the way home. And I got like the Stormtrooper disguise, Luke and Han. I got IG-88, Commander Cody, Bosk. Like I got so many, the Obi-Wan Kenobi. A lot of great figures using Walgreens.
It's crazy to think when we go back to that time, because my Walgreens had those too, but I had already acquired them like before my Walgreens started, But I would just see those figures, and I was like, at the time, I remember plain as day, is like, why aren't they getting anything new? Like they just have all these peg warmers, and comparing to now, I'd just be like, an example of seeing tons of figures. It happened to me at Disney World. I saw, it was one figure, but I literally saw 200 of this figure. It was the Power of the Force carded Greedo. I mean, that's where the stock's at, guys. Like, he was in every shop just pushed back. I was like, and I don't have that figure, so I was like, I have Greedo, the original. So I was like, should I get him? Just because it's kind of like here, but and I saw wave 30. I saw that wave twice with multiples in a couple different stores, and that's more Black Series I've seen probably in like a year and a half worth at one shot than my local stores have had. So it's just so weird how you guys know how the line has done like a roller coaster through the years as far as product on the shelves.
Right. Yeah. All right. We got tons to discuss. We got tons of news. I say we jump into it. What would you guys want to do first, Nate? Did you have something in mind to do first?
Let's go in order. Let's start with the TVC Deluxe Boba Fett. This is the Morak figure.
All right, I gotta pull up that article here. Yeah, the Morak. All right.
So this one started a little bit of controversy. This was last week, but since we've been doing such packed episodes of Figure It Out, we kind of have been skipping over the news and saving it for live streams. So this is a little bit a ways back, but recently there was this disaster of a reveal and a pre-order experience. So this is the brand new TVC Deluxe Boba Fett. This is the Morak version. So this is the figure that the Black Series has on pre-order right now. It's from Mandalorian Season 2. It's not the Book of Boba Fett Mando. You can see that the figure does look amazing. I think we could all agree that the head sculpt looks pretty good. That little bit of soft goods there, sorely missing on the Black Series version.
Right.
But that looks awesome.
When this figure was announced, it was shown off. It was revealed to be, at first, it was $26.49.
Yeah, I like the little bit right here. This is yakface.com, by the way. I like to point that out every time because #1 source for Star Wars action figure news.
Yeah. So it was initially mispriced at $26.49, and it was also not revealed to be like they were like it's exclusive, but we don't know where.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then the day of comes. It's like, yeah, that's already great. Then we find out, okay, it's Target exclusive thanks to StarWarsCollector.com. And then the price was actually corrected down to $20.99. Because if you look at the photos of this figure, you'll quickly realize that there is nothing deluxe about this figure. He comes with his blaster pistol, comes with a removable helmet, a jetpack, and his standard Boba Fett blaster rifle.
Yeah. EE3, I think it's called.
So, not a deluxe figure in the slightest.
Just like Black Series.
Right. This is definitely Black Series, but we've now entered a new third pricing for TVC figures at $20.99, which is frankly absurd. I can't believe this.
I just want to say one thing. Ever since, like, well, I don't want to say ever since the Rancor debacle, but lately the sentiment has been, come to TVC. It's all sunshine and rainbows over here. I'm jumping ship and going to TVC. But it's still Hasbro. Like, you're still going to eventually, like, it might seem fine at the moment, but it's going to catch up. You know what I mean? Those prices are also going to go up because it all comes down to plastic. Mm-hmm. So now we have the Boba tax, which we're going to make a video about the Boba Fett tax, where they just charge more because it's Boba Fett, just like Black Series.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want this to happen because I don't want TVC and Black Series fans to fight. I don't like the infighting. But I'm just like, it's not all sunshine and rainbows when you go to TVC, as we see right now.
Yeah. So most of you know accidentally turned on my flashlight. So most of you know I'm definitely getting into TVC. Going to be skipping on this figure, mega skip here. I do have the other one pre-ordered, the Tatooine Boba Fett with the actual Book of Boba Fett costume. That one is still a little too expensive in my book, but at least you get like something with it as opposed to this where it's just complete standard fare for TVC figures. I mean, I was looking at my figure wall right back here and thinking about fives. The TVC fives was a standard price figure. You got a removable helmet and all 3 clone weapons. You got the long blaster, the short blaster, and the dual pistols. All of that was a standard $13 TVC figure. And now, literally 1 year later, $20.99 for basically the same thing. Just because it's Boba Fett. It's not good. But of course, in typical fashion, it did sell out instantly. Pretty much no one had the chance to pre-order this at all. Yeah. It was another better pre-order experience.
Again, all the same problems that plagues the Black Series. The exact same problem. How about you, Todd? Do you collect any TVC?
I do. I think I have about 10 right now. I haven't opened it yet. I'm keeping all mine on cards. And I mean, the temptation to open it was the Darth Maul and Ahsoka because they're just amazing figures.
Yeah.
I do have the Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian, Boba Fett on pre-order as well, like Nate does.
Okay.
Just because, like, part of me says I think we're gonna get that version. I hope we get that version in the Black Series. Mm-hmm. But I want a representation of that style, his look in the show. So that's part of it. So I guess I'll put it this way. I do collect it, but I'm extremely choosy with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, 1 out of 20, I might go, okay, I want him. And that's kind of how I do it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Real quick, I do want to mention some super chats that we have. Jay Hood,
yes,
$5 channel support. Thank you so much, Jay Hood. Any news on the Star Killer? Hope everyone is doing well. No news on Star Killer Just no, absolutely no. Maybe, HK-47 is rumored, or that's KOTOR, so never mind. We do have Force Unleashed figures, but yeah, no Star Killer news. And then we also have Bodhi Collection with a super sticker, which StreamYard doesn't show me what that sticker is. I might have to. It's a crying. Why are you crying? PVC?
Yeah, because of the Boba tax.
Yeah. But thank you for the channel support, Bodhi. And yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you guys. It's not surprising to me, because this also kind of goes hand in hand with another thing we're going to talk about on this stream as far as news, and that is the rumored price increase across the board. Not just Black Series, and which is interesting because we just went through a price increase from $19.99 to $22.99 for regular figures. So I don't know. Did we say all we want to say about this, Boba? Or do you have any other thoughts?
I just wanted to say, just pass the question to chat. What's everyone thinking? Are you going to pick this one up, or did you actually scratch that? Did you manage to get a pre-order in on this? I want to know. Yes or no. Were you able to secure a pre-order on the TVC Boba Fett here? But yeah, that's pretty much. I said my piece.
Okay.
This did really kind of upset me, though. It was. Not a good reveal, not a good release, not a good pre-order experience. So 3 strikes, you're out on this figure.
I have a question about that. Is it a Target exclusive?
Yeah, it is Target exclusive.
Yeah.
Target exclusive. So
it's up straight out of Coruscant.
I will say probably when it eventually releases, it'll probably be a little bit easier to get, but the pre-order, no. Yeah, Mark not able
to. Too. Sean got his.
Nice, Sean. Nice.
Yeah. I guess. Do we want to just go to price increase then after this, because it kind of is related?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Again, we're going to Yak Face with this article. Price increases coming again for 2022. How will it affect your collecting? As we're all well aware, increased costs for manufacturers worldwide since the pandemic started to continue to affect us today, and Hasbro is not immune, no pun intended. Retailers / distributors have been notified that price increases will go into effect in the coming months. It may take some time for those prices to hit shelves and online stores, but expect to pay a few bucks more per figure in all scales before too long. With this news, how will it impact your collecting? Note, this topic is off limit for political discussion in the comments. Probably due to like inflation and political banter and stuff. But yeah, we just went through one, which I want to point this out that you should still take it with a grain of salt, because I don't think it's going to be, I mean, it says it in the article that it might take a while. Because I think back to like when the original idea of like going from $19.99 to $22.99, that took forever to actually like implement. Like we're just now starting to really see that in this most recent wave, like wave 30. I feel like they took forever for those prices to get here. So it's like, maybe don't freak out yet until we know exactly like what these prices are going to be. But also, prices are going up in every line. So it says here, like, so for Hasbro in all scales. So that's not just Black Series. That's including TVC. That's including Power Rangers Lightning Collection, Marvel Legends. And we've seen that to affect other lines as well. NECA.
Right. That's what, you know me. We've talked about this just between each other. Vader, will get to your question in just one moment.
Yeah, just one moment.
But the thing that irritates me about this is people just blatantly acting like other action figure companies are not also going up on their prices as well. It's affecting everyone across the board. It sucks. Don't get me wrong. It sucks. I don't want to pay more for my figures. I certainly don't. I'm right there with everyone out there. And I think all of us can agree. We don't want to pay more. But there is still, at least for me, there is a margin where I am willing to, keep going. I'm willing to keep going. Also, what's up, Brandon, Apprentice Ewok?
Yo.
But recently, this argument always comes up specifically with NECA figures that, oh, well, look at NECA, you get this and that and this and that and this and that, and it's only $29.99 or it's only $32.99. Not anymore, because if you go and look at any new NECA figure that's available for pre-order, they're anywhere from $37.99 to $41.99 these days. The most recent Predator figure that went up for pre-order, $39.99.
Mhm.
So NECA figures have also gone up quite substantially as well. Really, just like Joshua Alvarez is pointing out, the only one that hasn't raised prices yet is McFarlane Toys, but I have to
Just
imagine
a matter of time.
it's just a matter of time. It's Todd is clearly has some black magic to where he's able to hold out a little bit longer than
Todd McFarlane, that is.
yeah, Todd McFarlane. Todd McFarlane.
Not Fig Fury.
No.
But to be fair, though, I've never seen Todd McFarlane and Todd Fig Fury in the same room. So who's to say? Who's to say? No,
it's only a matter of time, though. Plastic,
Yeah.
resin, paint,
You're right.
manufacturing, production, it's all going up.
And it is unfortunate, but I think when you get down to it, there is really nothing that can be done about this other than simply voting with your wallet. And even that, who's to say how much of an impact that would truly have on as far as like a line as a whole, you know? It's unfortunate, but I don't think there's not really a whole lot that can be done about it other than, you know, we have to be more selective. You know, we're going to have to pick and choose personally.
Because that goes to Vader's question.
Right.
Here.
So Vader, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. We appreciate that. They ask, what is some advice you can give for people that can't afford collecting Black Series or TBC as much as before because of that price increase? I would say pick whatever era of Star Wars is your favorite and maybe stick with that. For me, that's probably what I would do if I was looking to narrow down my Star Wars collecting. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't want to steal Fig's time, but you hit the nail on the head. It's just becoming more selective. And, you know, Jonathan, where's your comment? I saw it. There's so much chat. I love the chat and I love the chatter. So keep doing that. Every time I complain about that,
thank you.
I want you to keep doing it. But I'm trying to find Jonathan Redmond's comment, but I can't find it. But he's saying, like, NECA, here it is. NECA sculpts and paint apps are way ahead of what Hasbro puts out, though. I mean, that's true, but we're talking about price. Like, NECA figures being $29.99, $31.99. Well, now they're, you know, sometimes over $40. So the point, I mean, we can compare lines all day and how great NECA is. And there's more than one factor going into that, because look at the license cost of something like Predator versus the licensing of Star Wars.
Also,
you know, there's tons of
the plastic quality on NECA figures is certainly not.
Yeah, it's brittle.
It's not Hasbro quality plastic.
A little more fragile plastic for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the overarching point here is prices are going up
across the board,
across the line. So I think all that does is force the collector to become more selective than they might have already been.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think, Fig? What do you think?
I mean, to me, it's, I guess for me, I try to make things as simple as possible with situations like this. Like, what's in my control as the collector is kind of what you guys said. If let's say they go up to $29.99, right?
Like for a regular figure,
or just a regular Black Series figure, because let's say that's what it goes to. You know, that's right now. That's, you know, you're almost halfway to getting two figures. It's a person, just like everything in my collection room is a personal choice. Like, I bought it at that point in time, whether it was $5, $20, $50. I mean, yeah, the monetary aspect definitely influences what you buy, because whatever your monetary situation is, right? But if it's something you really want, I feel like I'm gonna get it. And I don't agree that it should go that high. I think it does suck, and I'm totally feeling that pain with that. But on the other half is like the Black Series to me, the last 2 years has been phenomenal, and I think the figures are just going to keep on getting better. So if the figure justifies it, I'll use the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett as an example. That was a $30 figure, and look what we got. You know, I'm not saying Hasbro's gonna add stuff to it to the regular figures, but it's like I was gonna get that. If it would have been $40, I would have been happy paying $40 for it because it's an amazing figure with amazing accessories. And once I bought it, I don't look back at the price tag. I've never looked back at how much my stuff has cost as a collector. I have that in my collection now, and I'm happy to have it. I can take this back to my early days of collecting Black Series. I paid scalper prices on a few figures from eBay because I didn't know any better. You know, I wasn't into the internet aspect. I spent $40 on a regular Stormtrooper. That's double the cost back then. And at that time in the third party world, that was a good price, and I have no regrets about it. So that's kind of how I look at it. And then the other half of that is the cost of everything is going up. You're talking materials. Justin said it. Just the materials alone and getting them made and manufactured, everything is going up insanely. The type of work I do has a lot to do with production and stuff being made, and it's stuff for like truck parts you can't even get. Everything's like on crazy back order. So that's just an example of a worldwide inflation. So it's going to happen. And, you know, the company Hasbro is going to get its money for it. They're not going to not raise everything. They're going to end up losing money, and then we won't have the line at all. They'll just stop making it. So we're kind of forced with it. But overall, I don't think it's like the end of the line. I know I've heard it. I've seen it. People are like, I'm done. If the price hits $26.99 for a regular Black Series figure, I'm done. If it hits $29.99, I'm done. I don't fall into that category. I just might be a little more choosy or maybe not get quite as many. That's kind of where I stand with it.
Yep.
Yeah, I totally agree. And HoloNet actually brings up a good point here. The biggest problem is loving several IPs. That is why like all these arguments about different lines doesn't work for me because NECA doesn't make Star Wars toys. McFarlane doesn't make Star Wars toys.
What about Diamond Select, bro? Black Series killer.
Diamond Select has made 3 figures in 3 years. It's like there's no replacement except for TVC, but it's the same company, so you're going to see those same issues as we've seen with rising prices on 3 3/4-inch figures, horrible pre-order experiences, exclusives. Nobody like. I feel like TVC gets way too many passes. Nobody talks about how like each one of those big cool packs were like each one of those were exclusives. Every Boba Fett is exclusive. Like they have the same issues and problems now with exclusives, horrible pre-ordering experiences, and rising prices. But I collect Star Wars, so I can't just be like, I'm sick of Black Series. I'm gonna go collect NECA like that. I don't. Which I do collect NECA, but it's like my main thing that I collect is Star Wars. Yeah. So that's another reason why it actually, doesn't affect me in that way. And on top of that, Black Series releases are so few and far between that even if the price of a figure is like a few dollars more, on the long run, it's not going to affect me financially because I'm not making Black Series purchases every month. Sometimes I go like 2-3 months without making a single Black Series purchase. So it gives me time. Like, oh, I know this wave is going to come out. So I'm already going to have all of that money set aside for that wave. So if it's a couple dollars, $3-4 more, I'm definitely going to become more selective as I have. I canceled my Ceremony Leia, and I canceled one other figure, so I'm only actually getting the Migs Mayfeld, the Jedha Patrol, Stormtrooper, Fennec, and Bib. I'm actually only getting 4 out of 8 of those figures. Well, Panda Baba and Dr. Evazan I already had because of the Cantina set, but I am going to become more selective, but at the same time, like, the price increases don't affect me as maybe other people who collect a bunch of stuff, because Black Series releases are so few and far between where it's like it's not as much of a sting for me, if you guys get what I'm saying. Yeah, so it sucks. I don't want stuff to go up, but
yeah.
Hey, go
I
ahead.
was just gonna add something to that real quick too. Is if you live in the States, you are a little bit more fortunate, obviously, collecting the line because you have multiple outlets to get them.
True.
So, I mean, like, this last wave is kind of a bad example for that. Outside of maybe like ceremonial Leia would probably be the one that I could see peg warming the most. But in typical waves, at least in the past, there's like 1 or 2 figures that are highly desirable. Sometimes 3, but then the other 2 or 3 figures you'll find, and typically you can get them at discount. So to me, really, this price increase just really plays into your patience level too. If you really want a figure, and you guys live by this, it's been the channel message for, I think, as far as I can remember, is don't pay the secondary market, don't buy into the hype. Give it 6 months, give it a year, even maybe even a little longer, and they'll re-release it too. So I think a lot of the line you can build up your collection if you wait on figures, and you can get it for discount. So that's always a big aspect of it too, with this price increase. The other thing Justin was saying about, like, if you just collect Star Wars the Black Series, you have a big gap, at least lately, between. So $5 more or $2 more per figure probably won't affect you too bad, I would think, in the long run. Right. But when you're kind of like Nate and I and a lot of other collectors too, is that's where those black holes start happening, because you go that long, and you're like, these guys look cool, and you start buying them, and then next thing you know, your pre-order list is like 50 figures at once, and you're like, okay, I gotta really pick and choose.
Absolutely.
Right.
And for me personally, that's really, like, I'm done with NECA Predators. If they're going to be $40+, I can't justify that anymore, especially with how fragile they are. I can't tell you how many broken Predator accessories I have straight out of the package, or they take one shelf dive and everything shatters on them. So it's like, I know that the plastic quality probably hasn't improved. So it's like, I'm just going to be paying more money now for the same fragile figure, and I got to call it quits on NECA Predator. It sucks, but back to Vader's question, you got to whittle down to what you truly love in your heart of hearts. What do you truly love?
Everything. Yeah, you can't get it all,
and go with that, right? Because if I could afford everything, I'd have Hot Toys, SH Figure Arts, Mayfex. I would have every single Star Wars character in every single action figure form that I could get. Yeah. If it was up to me, if I could just have unlimited spending, but
first you'd have to buy a house just for that collection. But
but that's just what it has to be. You just gotta become more selective and find what you truly love in your collection. And I feel bad for Marvel Legends collectors, because there's way too many figures, and if the price increase is going to affect Marvel Legends, oh boy.
Yeah, which the $22.99 has.
Right.
But we don't know about like this new.
To put it in perspective, like last year, I think there was like 60 something Black Series figures released, and Marvel Legends had 160 figures last year. So that is a rabbit hole and a half. But no one wants to see prices go up. Let's all get that we're on the same page here. And
of course,
go ahead, Justin.
Dan Marino, you bring up a good point, but I am in a unique situation. Like, this is going to sound weird, but I almost get happy when things are pushed back and delayed, because I'm like, and again, this is totally personal. trying to save up to get my own place at the moment. So when Black Series releases gets pushed back, I'm like, oh, okay, like, thank you. So on top of that, I'm just not in a rush to consume product. Like, if I have to wait a little bit or even a year to get something, like, I'll have it eventually. Like, just pre-order it and you'll get it eventually. It could be a year from now.
Right.
But that's fine because you don't need every single. I'm just not the type of person that like has this constant need to have this like flow of mail coming into my home filled with boxes filled with figures. I don't know if that's just me. I don't know if other people are just like, I need to consume everything at once. I need a constant flow of figures.
Well, like someone like me, you know, to explain a little bit of the crack addiction. I am just like a fan of action figures. If I see a review of a figure, even if it's something I don't know what it is, but it looks cool and it has cool articulation, my mind instantly is like, ooh, that would be fun to mess around with. That'd be fun to put that up on the shelf, that kind of thing. Like, there's just something about articulated plastic that I love dearly. It doesn't matter what it is, but if it's a cool piece of articulated plastic, I'm like, I need it.
Right.
So like, I get that aspect of like people constantly like, you know, getting multiple things from different lines or dipping their toes in that or grabbing this or grabbing that. It's definitely like, for me, it's like, you know, I'm such a fan of action figures that if I see something cool, it makes me want it.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm like a little bit of both to both you guys, is because I go through phases where, like, in one weekend or a week, I'll get a lot, and then I'll go like a week or 2 weeks where I don't get a whole lot, and I've had to cut back a lot. Like Marvel Legends, for example, during the dark era of Black Series, Marvel Legends became my favorite thing to collect because for a couple reasons: the availability, the dark era of Black Series, they weren't the best of figs. The figures coming out of characters were more the sequel stuff. You guys, I won't beat the dead bush on that because you guys have talked about that many times. But it becomes really addicting because of their Build-A-Figure thing with it. And I started getting into that, and I mean, I amassed so many Marvel Legends in such a quick amount of time. Luckily for me, I'm very nostalgic towards, or just my likes towards certain groups. So if I don't know anything or the design of a group, or I don't know anything about them, I'm like, easy pass. And like for me, the last year or so of Marvel Legends, that's been the case. The designs are going to the more offshoot of more well-known like groups like Avengers and X-Men and like the offshoots of those.
Right.
I've been able to pass. So I've been very thankful that Hasbro and Marvel have been going down that route, because if they kept on making like superior versions of, like, I'll use like Wolverine, for example, in his yellow and blue tiger stripe suit, like that's one of my most iconic looks of him. And you know, they haven't made a whole bunch. They made one like maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years.
Right.
They're making the new one coming out in the VHS box, but they haven't just like every 2 months made that version. Because like, you look at some of the newer figures, they're better. Like they have the finish points, the sculpt's better. So that's where that kind of stuff would get me. If it's upgraded, then Black Series works too. You have the photo reel, right? Like I'll use the Star Wars Rebels, for example. I got Kanan, Ahsoka, and I think Sabine from the original lot. And I'm like, okay, I don't need to re-get those. I ended up getting an Ahsoka again. Like, I didn't need her. I just saw how much better the face was, and they got me.
Right.
So it's like that middle ground where sometimes I purposely don't go to stores for like a week because I know me. I'm like, okay, I'm getting that itch. And I'm like, I might just buy something just to buy it. And it's
right.
Like,
exactly.
you can't do that,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, it's dangerous when you go out on those hunts. You don't find what you're looking for, and then you start looking for the consolation prize.
Yes,
Exactly.
You're like, okay, well, I just spent all this time and gas. Like,
Yeah.
I'm walking away with something. Damn it!
That's honestly probably what contributed to my Lego, like, new wave of Lego purchasing. It's just like such a lack of Black Series. So maybe I am kind of going back on what I said about having that constant need of plastic. Maybe that's the route that I took.
It's just a different kind of plastic.
Yeah, it's a different kind of plastic, Justin, with Lego. Exactly.
I mean, we all like some Legos, dude. You know?
Oh yeah, nice.
So they're just cool. I think if you collect, like, I love Legos. I'm not going to go deep into it. You know, this is a plug towards your guys' Discord. If you haven't joined the Out of the Basement Discord, you should just do it, because we have sub channels for stuff like Legos, Black Series, Marvel, Hot Toys, and other channels in there. But anyways, Legos are awesome. They're a lot of fun. I know Nate got the Scout Trooper helmet, and so did you, Justin. And you guys said that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
What's up, Lukeness?
There it is.
Nice.
You can
I
see
still
it.
have my Vader one my stepdaughter got me for Christmas. I haven't put together yet, so I got to do that here soon.
Yeah. What's up, Lukeness Monster? Yeah, so I guess the last thing I will say about the price increase, like, yes, it sucks. $19.99 in 2013 is worth over $23 in 2022. This was inevitable, and I totally agree about the deluxe thing as an excuse to pay $30, $31 dollars. Bo-Katan came with a removable helmet, blasters, and jetpack. Boba Fett's coming with removable helmet, blaster, and jetpack, and it's deluxe. I totally agree with that. And I totally agree with people leaving the line and doing something else. There's absolutely nothing wrong with leaving the line and collecting something else that brings you joy, because at the end of the day, this is like entertainment. This is a hobby, and it's supposed to be bringing you joy. Too many people treat it like some sort of divorce. Like, you can just snap your finger and collect something else at any time.
Yep.
Do what you want to do. If you don't think that Boba Fett is worth $31, you don't pick it up, because honestly, the Black Series one doesn't look that great either, and I totally get it. And there's nothing wrong with leaving the line and collecting something else, dipping your toes into other things, even though those are also going up in price as well with everything else. But you know what I mean.
Right.
It's not this like big, huge, grand, like world-shattering event. Like, no, just go buy a Jazzwares Halo figure if you like Halo. Which those are still $19.99, I think.
Yeah.
That's honestly probably the best figure line right now for the money.
Yeah, for $20, two weapons, 6 hands in every box, and most of the time an alt head too.
Right. So yeah, price increase totally sucks. Hey, there it is, the Samurai Spartan.
Nice.
Dude,
you know,
this figure is awesome, by the way. I really like it. You guys got me. We were talking about it. I know, and Wolfstalker was on. You guys were talking about it, and I finally caved in and got it, and I've really enjoyed this figure. Very fun to pose. Like Justin nailed it on the head. Sorry to interrupt, but I just had to show it.
Problem.
If you haven't bought one of these, I say it's worth a $20 gamble, and I think majority of us that collect would be pleasantly surprised with the figure.
Yeah, we love Jazzwares Halo stuff. I got mine all right there because there's no room anymore for anything.
Mine are this way.
Yeah, but all right, we could go ahead and move on from the price increase.
Yeah,
stuff. Collect what you like. Become a little more selective with what you get. There's nothing you can really do. But hey, there's even more Black Series coming.
Hey.
So again, yakface.com, rumor report, 13 new Black Series code names. Today we're rounding out the month of January with the drop of 13 new Black Series code names added to our master list of products for 2022. First 8 all have code names with a California theme, so these are like various cities and areas in California. The next 3 have colors: fuchsia, navy, and rouge.
Rouge?
Yeah, rouge. September, and then seasonal 1. Not the same as Target, skew. Okay, so I believe, there actually is a bit more information than I thought. The first 8 figures all have a mainline, non-exclusive pre-price increase MSRP of $19.99, while the next 5 all carry basically the exclusive price. So, wow, okay, so there's actually 2 regularly released waves in here somewhere. That's cool. And I'm pretty sure none of these are like things we already know about, like the rumored stuff that actually has like Grief Karga Expos. They're not.
Ah, nice.
So these are actually like brand new stuff that like hasn't been rumored, and we have no clue what they are.
Nice.
Which, if you guys don't go on yakface.com and check this out, I highly recommend using the master list. It's how we made the What to Expect in 2022 Figure It Out episode that we just did. Highly recommend just taking a gander at this to see like what to look forward to.
Or just watch our video if you haven't.
Or just watch our video. Because people were trying to call me out about the C-3PO. I was like, like according to this. Which, I mean, this technically could be wrong, hypothetically, but
Yak Face is never wrong.
Right.
Like once in a blue moon. But it did say that that there are at least 2 Force users part of these code names. All the way down at the bottom. 2 are Force users. Not necessarily Jedi, not necessarily Sith. Oh, man. This could be...
Hybrid Troy Reviews, what's up?
Also wanted to say what's up to Kat, Vader's Girl 28. She's here. Hello, Kat. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, 2 Force users.
Yeah, Lukeness 5s.
Yeah.
Lukeness, I thought 5s was confirmed to be in the Black Series, according to you, Lukeness. Where's he at? Where's he at?
Yeah, it's really hard to say who or what could be the 2 Force users, though, because it literally could be anyone.
Dude, so, Inquisitor, man, please.
I would love to see an Inquisitor. Would love to see maybe something crazy like Darth Malgus.
Dude.
Or
Pong Krell, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Savage.
Pong Krell would be great. Pong Krell would be a super deluxe figure because he's got 4 arms.
Star Killer?
Yeah. Bastila, Star Killer, Savage. Please.
What if one of those Force users turns out, and this could tie into what's going on with Book of Boba Fett, but could be Din Djarin in the future.
Theories. That's not a spoiler, anyone. That's a theory. So don't go crazy on us.
It's just a theory. Yeah, we'll talk. Of course, we're going to talk Book of Boba Fett later. Don't worry about it, everyone. Don't worry about that.
We will be talking about some of the best Star Wars content since season 2 of Mando.
Yep.
We will talk about that amazing episode of BOPF.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Grand Inquisitor.
I liked Hinesley's suggestion, Revenge of the Sith, Darth Sidious. Yeah, we need a Sidious, man. We need a Sidious. It's been we're way too deep in the line to just have Emperor. We need Darth Sidious as well.
Yeah.
Force user Mantis, Mortis gods. Yeah, they just go super deep cut. Right. I mean, I would absolutely pick those figures up. No questions asked. Vader
Super Battle Droid?
Yeah. Vader says Mando Luke Skywalker. I'd take that figure. I'd absolutely take that figure. So yeah, I mean, not really a whole lot to say about this kind of stuff, just speculation, and that we're at least getting 2 new Force users, but 13 new figures coming out already on top of what Justin and I covered on this week's episode of Figure It Out. So there you go. Tons more figures on the way.
Yeah.
Who knows what they are, but hey, more figures.
I like how people have started to say they like kind of take our lines, but in like a good light. Like someone put in the Discord, like in classic out of the basement fashion, more Black Series news after Figure It Out. I'm like, You are correct. In classic out of the basement fashion, we make this super comprehensive video and then more Codenames Which, I mean, we know more Black Series is coming. Like, it's a line of action figures. I'm not surprised that there's more figures.
Of course.
But I say in that video, I'm like, there could be, like, 20 figures announced tomorrow. And then, of course, like, 13 new Codenames. So I'm relieved that a lot of these are going to be regular releases, allegedly. Because after 2021, we need more regular waves. We need more just regularly released waves.
Absolutely.
So I'm down for that.
All right. Well, I think we should move on to recent pickups. What do you guys think?
I mean, if we have to, you know, I don't really got much, but
I think we start with our guest of honor, Todd.
Wait a second here. Wait a second.
Whoa, yak face.
Every once in a while, our good buddy Jason, I know he's lurking. I knew it. Every once in a while, he's like the Easter bunny. He comes in and he drops this little Easter egg for me to. It's like I'm Justin Drew over here. I gotta get my magnifying glass out.
Justin Drew, nice.
And you know, every once in a while, he'll just leave a little like it gets me excited every time.
Right.
Like good old lurker yak.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Jason.
Yeah, I appreciate it for sure.
But so, Todd, you just got back from Galaxy's Edge. Let's hear a little bit about that. Let's see some recent pickups. What do you got for us, buddy? Let's dive into it.
All right. So I'll show like one thing. I'll maybe talk about a little bit about it because I mean I could go on and on. Just me personally, it was an amazing experience. I know some people have like had some negative stuff because they thought it might be better, but for me it was everything I wanted it to be and more. And the day, because I only had one day there because the way you have to book the parks at Disney World, you have to pre-book a park for that day.
Oh, okay.
And honestly, there's so much going on that it actually works to be a good thing. But anyways, it was kind of crappy weather. It was raining, so we had to wear ponchos. So I missed out on seeing a lot of like the extra stuff, like stormtroopers walking around, Kylo Ren, Chewbacca. That stuff wasn't going on, and even with that, just a phenomenal experience. But the first thing I got, and this is if my brother-in-law is watching because he went with us, my sister and her husband, he hooked me up with this awesome Darth Vader face covering mask.
Nice.
That was just really cool. He got one for everybody. Got Stormtrooper, Darth Maul, Mandalorian, and Boba Fett and Vader. So that was just kind of fun. Next thing is right here. I'll try to move my hand out of the way. That is the pin you get for when you build your lightsaber. And it's a pin of the type of lightsaber you build. I choose Peace and Justice. I was almost going to go Nature because the Rancor tooth is pretty cool.
It's kind of like prequel Jedi, right? Like prequel Jedi. Yeah.
It had the one I built. I felt like it was kind of a combination of Anakin's, Obi-Wan's, and a little bit of Luke. Like to me, with maybe like a little dark side-esque added to it. So just those designs appealed to me the most for my first one. I would definitely go back and make multiple lightsabers. That's how much fun it was for me. But the next thing I got was, again, this is kind of just fun. My first visit pin to Walt Disney World.
Nice.
So that was cool. I haven't opened this yet. My wife got this for me in one of the shops. It's a mystery pack. This could possibly be 3 different characters. It's like a little miniature figure. It's not Lego. But I was going to open it up here. See what it is.
Heck yeah. Live unboxing. Here we go.
Yeah, what does a 3-minute monkey lizard call it? Making a sacrifice? Making a
to the gods.
Toy gods.
So you actually get 3, and it looks like I got Codenames, and I won't lie, the face on this thing actually looks better than the Black Series version.
Oh man. That's seriously one of the worst face, probably the worst face.
Yeah.
And then I got General Princess Leia.
She's about to Superman it up.
Yep.
And then
She's about to Superman it up.
fly
then I
away.
got the coolest character in the sequels, in my opinion. Got Kylo Ren.
Oh yeah, nice.
So they're like just a fun little thing. You can get them like at all the Star Wars stores. They have them. So I know people try to probably get all 12 or whatever they made. One of the coolest things to me is this guy. It's a thermal detonator. It's a Coca-Cola.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And when I bought this, the guy was like totally in character because he's like, that'll be 6 credits. And I have like a Mandalorian license. So I showed him my license. I go, do I get a discount for being a Mandalorian? And he goes, that'll be 8 credits. I was like, oh, that's how it is. So that interaction was really cool. I recommend it. You know, it's just filled with soda, but it's just like a cool little neat gift. I know the guys at 1313 have a couple.
Yeah. He's holding a thermal detonator.
Yeah, and you can buy as many as you want. I just thought that was awesome.
Nice.
This other thing is really cool. It's a mouse droid.
Ooh.
Oh, sweet.
It's actually you buy it with popcorn, and the popcorn sits right here.
Awesome.
And you can get it at numerous vendors, but it looks really cool. And yeah, I had to get that. I just thought that
Dude,
was
that's so sweet.
Yeah, right. I'm like, it's like almost the size of what I think.
Yeah.
Right. 1/1 scale. So.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I wish I had my lightsaber still being shipped to me. But I did post a little quick video on that on my Instagram and YouTube where you can kind of get a look at it with hopefully not spoiling too much of the experience for people who don't want that ruined. The other coolest thing to me is I got a holocron, Jedi holocron.
Oh,
nice.
Gosh, I need to go there.
Yeah, so check this out. I'm gonna do it right here. Hopefully it comes in.
Oh man, that's awesome.
So then,
this is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen, with the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place.
Dude, that is actually really cool.
Dude, that's so awesome.
Right? It gets better though, because so the default is blue with Obi-Wan. Now you can buy different colored kyber crystals for your lightsaber.
Yeah.
And they can go on this, and it changes the color and depending who you get of that wielder. So I had to get multicolored kyber crystals because I made a blue saber just because, like I told you, like Anakin and Obi-Wan are probably from Episode 3, like some of my favorite Jedi moments. Where this compartment just opens up, and it's like, oh, you need a kyber crystal stick in there. Well, I got a few of those.
Nice.
I got green.
Ooh.
And
sweet.
I got a red one.
Maryland wizard. Yes.
Yes, it's wizard all the way.
That is so wizard.
The cool thing about these red ones is every 100, you have a 1 in 100 chance of this being black.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Wolfstalker told me about he was talking about the black kyber crystal.
Supposedly it has messages from Emperor Palpatine when you stick it in your holocron. Unfortunately, it doesn't change the color to black on your saber blade. It's still red, but and I got purple, good old mace.
Nice.
So, so how much were those like additional kyber crystals?
To me, not that bad. $18.
Okay. I mean, to literally have the ability to change the color of your saber,
right?
Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because then you don't have to buy like another saber with a different kyber crystal.
That's exactly what I was thinking. They had a yellow and a white one. In hindsight, I should have got those too, but I just didn't. I was focused on the, I guess, more traditional movie colors. So anyways, I'm going to open one of these up, and I'll just do it in the holocron. I won't go through them all because that might take a while, but we'll go with the green one. So you figure you could either get Yoda, Luke, Qui-Gon, or the 3 green saber users. I won't spoil who I got, but they just come out of this little case like this. This is what the crystal looks like.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Dude,
so you just pop it in here. Turn it on. And here we go.
I'm a manifestation of the Force. The Force
Oh,
my God.
man, that's awesome.
generates the living Force, which in turn powers the wellspring that is the cosmic Force.
So
That's so sick.
I want one.
yeah,
I want one.
they sell a Sith hologram too. That's the triangle,
Yeah.
and apparently they're interactive together. But they also, the shop I got that has legacy hilts, like from all the movie characters and shows. They're quite a pretty penny, but they look like movie replicas, so you can buy those there. I think that was pretty much it. Like I said, I wish I had my saber, but
Man,
that'll be here.
So no action figure pickups from the park?
No, like I said, I really was thinking about getting that Greedo. They had Wave 30, which I already have that whole wave. So I already have Greedo. I saw some Marvel Legends. It was mostly just Eternals.
Of course.
Yeah. I saw some really cool Transformer stuff, but I do have some Transformers, but I stopped a while ago. I'm not collecting them anymore. And that was pretty much it. I mean, they actually had some Mezco Magnetos.
Really?
Universal. That's Hot Toys. Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
They didn't have any Star Wars Hot Toys, but their prices there were like a lot higher. Like it was the white Mezco Magneto. They wanted like 140 for him, and I'm like,
ooh,
like you can get them, I think, for like what 100 right now.
Right. Yeah.
But,
that's not a super rare figure. So.
So it wasn't anything like I had to have.
Right. Yeah. I wanted to say thank you, Ron Marks, for the $9.99 super chat. Ron says, can't hang for the entire cast. Busy football day. Really enjoy these weekly live chats. Hey, it should be out of the basement over football. I'll say it. But no, in all seriousness, thank you for the super chat. We are totally fine with you watching football. Just come back and watch the replay, Ron.
I think there's an exception to be made to that rule if you send us a super chat. I think if you send us money, you are forgiven of all NFL viewership over Out of the Basement viewership. And to be fair, it is the playoffs, so it's like a little more important than, regular season.
Right. Hey, these people are gonna have to choose the Super Bowl or Out of the Basement.
Oh no! Oh no! We should do a bit for the Super Bowl. We should do like a little. We should be some sports commentators.
Yeah, we'll show up in suit and tie and scream about sports.
But that's
a 5-hour
an awesome haul
before the preview.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and that was an amazing haul. That seriously, I think I'm gonna literally go broke when I go to Galaxy's Edge.
I wanted to get more, man. I had to restrain because like throughout the park, I found Han's blaster. You can't buy it, but it was like with all these X-wing helmets. I was looking at the shop and I looked up and it's literally his blaster in a holster just sitting there. And like where the first order shop is, like all the stuff I would want, I don't think you can buy because it's like props, right? So I guess in a sense that saved me potentially a lot of money and debt.
Nice. Yeah, I want to get. I feel like I've seen they have like Jedi robes or tunics. Yeah, I feel like I would want to get I straight up would want to get a costume.
Yeah,
they're
awesome. I think the robes were like $80, maybe more.
Yeah, I know it's crazy expensive. I've been to Disney before, just not when Galaxy's Edge has been there. So I know that like Disney you're in for it. You're gonna get raked over the coals while you're there. But the experience, it's like when you're there, you can't say no. It's like it's one of those things. It's absolutely madness. Justin, do you want to go next on recent pickups, buddy?
I'll pass it to you. I'll pass it right back.
Okay. All right. That's fine. So first up, I did get a certain
I
did get a certain juggernaut that is on a Hulk body instead of a Juggernaut body.
So awesome.
You could call this a custom figure from AliExpress, but great looking figure, awesome articulation on this Juggernaut. Totally badass here. I'm super excited that this finally showed up. Comes with an alternate head, alternate hands, all that good stuff. Only $20. This was $20. And honestly, the plastic quality is really good. He feels really nice too.
Nice.
Isn't it crazy how much better that knockoff is than the Build-A-Figure?
It's insane. It really makes no sense. Like, as soon as I saw Jay Hernandez posting about it, I was like, I need that Juggernaut. I need it right now. And then also to go with that, some more customs.
Yeah.
Here, okay. I know it's on stream, so the quality is not going to be the best here. But I'm going to hold up two of the same exact figure. One of them is real, one of them is not. I want everyone to tell me which one they think is which. So here are two 332nd troopers. One of these is not real. The other one is an official Hasbro product. Which one? All right, chat. Everyone, which one? Weapon or no weapon? Which is the real one?
I want to say weapon is the real one. Just because I'm looking at the scratches on the shoulder piece and the scratches on the chest. So that's where I'm seeing the differences. But I want to say weapon is real. The one in your right hand is real.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Todd, what do you think?
I'm going to be 100% honest, man. I would have to actually hold them, the tail, because from what I'm seeing, they look, I mean, just like that and those poses, they look identical. I mean, there's probably some very minute differences. I'm sure the feel of it gives it away, but that's insanely good.
So the weapon is the knockoff.
Oh,
This is actually the knockoff. The non-weapon one here is my real one.
Yeah.
That was purchased by Justin. Nope. So the one with the weapon in the hand is the one from AliExpress. Crazy, right? Though, like absolutely insane. And I have to say that even the plastic quality is really not that far off. The joints are tight. Everything looks almost 100% spot on. I mean, I see everyone in the chat was thinking weapon was the real one, but no, this one without the weapon is in fact the legitimate release. But yeah, so in relation to that, I did also pick up the 501st on the
custom.
The 501st custom here. This is on the 2020 Stormtrooper body. It is a 501st Trooper with the black line, also with a John Walker custom heavy cannon blaster here.
No, HoloNet. These are customs for all legal reasons. And Hasbro, please send us free stuff. These are customs.
Yeah, these are just custom figures that I customly bought. So do not expect a video on these. I'm just talking about them on stream. And then finally, to round it out here, plain Phase 2 Trooper with the black line on the 2020 body, looking absolutely amazing. These were all about $20 a piece. They got here in about 2 weeks. They both come with the short and the long clone blaster, so you get both blasters with
DC-15s.
Yep. So these are out there. You can find them very easily. We're not going to provide the way to find them, but they are out there. And I would honestly say I recommend them because they're pretty badass. They articulate well. They are just like the regular figures. They are seriously just like the regular figures. Only difference is I feel like the plastic is just slightly lower quality, but that's it. Slightly lower quality on the plastic. It's a little bit more shiny, but yeah, they're legit. These are legit. So those were the custom figures that I purchased from AliExpress. They're awesome. They're seriously awesome. But again, don't expect a video on those or anything like that, because I do genuinely feel guilty about promoting not legitimate products. So we're not going to do that. I'm just simply showing off my recent pickups.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, it wouldn't be a week without some McFarlane pickups, because McFarlane Toys is the only thing I consistently find on the shelves and get my pre-orders on time. So I did find a couple of the Batman figures. I got Catwoman here. She is badass. I love this sort of minimalist look for Catwoman, where she just basically has like a balaclava on her head. Really fun articulation. She only comes with a whip though, and it's kind of like pre-posed and not so great. Just
wait, no guns?
No guns, of course. The penguin figure that's coming out for this comes with finger gun. He comes with finger gun. And then I also got, he's holding a Mezco baseball bat, but this is the Riddler from the Batman, which I know a lot of people are not feeling this design. I honestly
looks like the Zodiac Killer.
Right. I think this design is badass because, that's what it reminds me of too, Justin. He looks like the freaking Zodiac Killer.
Oh, man. Without a raincoat for sure.
Yeah, the raincoat, the face mask with the glasses. They did like this cool translucent plastic for the saran wrap effect on his head. Because in the movie, it looks like he's got like saran wrap wrapped around his face. Like, I think this is just a great detailed figure. He comes with like this really weird, like small shovel accessory. I don't know what the hell it's supposed to be. So I don't have him posed with it. I have him holding a Mezco bat just because I don't know what weapons to give him yet. Like, I hope maybe we see him like have a knife or something, because the weird accessory he comes with just looks really dumb. Like, it doesn't look like a weapon. So
yeah.
This Riddler figure though is badass. I love this new design. I'm super excited for the Robert Pattinson Batman. I think it's going to be fantastic. And my last pickup, last but not least, the Bat Cycle from the Batman. So this is the brand new vehicle.
Nice.
It looks really badass. I love the subtlety. It's very obviously the Bat Cycle if you take a look at it, but if you just glance at it, you're like, oh, it's just a motorcycle. So I know they're also doing another motorcycle that is just like straight up a regular motorcycle, but this is the Bat Cycle. Found this all at Target. I missed out on Batman. Someone bought all the Batmans, but I got the Bat Cycle. I got Catwoman. I got Riddler. So I, of course, wanted the Batman figure the most, but I've got it on pre-order, so it'll show up when it shows up. But I was happy to see that stuff in stores. My Target switched over their DC display, so they have all like the Batman stuff.
Nice. Is that it for you?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you this week.
So me, I don't have anything, but I have a small little Lego story. Because, I haven't picked up... Did I show the 2 Stormtroopers I got from Big Bad last week? Or, I did because of the black line. All right, yeah. So I actually don't have anything. But yesterday, I went to do a nice, relaxing Lego build, right? So I put on Book of Boba Fett, Episode 5. I was going to watch it for the second time and then do my Lego set. And it was this one that I got from my girlfriend for Christmas. It is the, Death Star Final Duel. Comes with Luke, Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine, and 2 Royal Guards. So I opened it and I sprawled everything out, and I opened up the first bag and I was like, man, there's barely anything in this bag. And then I noticed there was a bag missing. Bag number 5 was missing out of here. There's 6 bags in here. Bag 5 wasn't there. And then I realized Darth Vader wasn't in the bag, the first bag that I ripped open. The instructions tell you which minifigure is in which bag. Mm-hmm. And then I noticed these small little holes in the bags.
Oh no!
And then I noticed, wait, there's no royal guards in here. I was like, wait a second, Emperor Palpatine isn't in here. Luke's head was in there, but everything else was gone. I was like,
wow,
what the actual hell? And like, I was looking at the tape. I was like, no, like this is the original tape. I don't know what happened, but someone must have like meticulously opened the box.
That's a professional.
A professional scam artist.
Professional scumbag.
A professional scumbag. Imagine stealing minifigures. Like that. Cringe, bro.
Like,
cringe.
You are seriously a scum lord if you take the time to meticulously open that up and steal the minifigs. If you are that financially unstable as an adult, consider getting a job. Like, jeez.
Horrible, man.
I went to our resident Lego expert, Wookie Sin, good old Josh, I think his first name is, in our Discord, and he might be lurking in the chat, but he works at a Lego store. He's like our resident Lego expert. I was like, because at first I didn't realize these little small holes in the bags to where just your finger could go in and like pick out the pieces that you need. So I was like, dude, there's like a bag missing, and like there's like pieces missing from the first bag. I was like, what the hell is going on? Because this was a Christmas gift. We don't have a receipt, and he said, if you bought it from Walmart. And I was like, I'm pretty sure this was purchased from Walmart. Walmart is notorious for just, not really caring to, make sure things are in there. And I mean, it's a resealed box too. I'm like, what the hell, man? So I know, like, I can definitively say it's not Lego's fault. I think this was like a person who tampered with it and then returned it for a refund. How cringe is it to steal minifigs? Like, that is just it, because obviously we deal with that in Black Series. We know, like, swap the fig, but for whatever reason, I never like thought to associate that with the possibility that it could happen to Lego, because specifically this Darth Vader here, because I was doing some research. This Vader here has arm printing, so there's like printed detail on the arm that is different from like some of the other cheaper modern sets where it's just a black arm, but this one has like printed detail, so it's like a desirable Vader figure. And I was just like, I never thought to connect that to like Lego, that someone would do that with Lego. So I'll probably do it tomorrow. I'm going to talk to Lego customer service, and I'm just going to be like, I opened it and there's stuff missing. Because I feel like if I tell them, like, yeah, this was tampered with, they're going to be like, oh, that's a store issue. You need to take it back to the store. But it's like, I don't have a receipt. This was like a Christmas present from over a month ago. So, like, I don't think taking it back to the store is a valid option. So I'm going to see what rebuy it. That's part of the problem. Why would I do that?
Right.
Rebuy it and return the one you have? Absolutely not.
Because then someone else is just going to get screwed over with that.
Someone else is going to buy it.
We have Justin has literally taken a swapped figure up to customer service, given it to them, explained to them the situation, showed them pictures that it was the incorrect figure, only for me to follow up behind him a few days later at the same store, and I see it back on the pegs. So
right. It's not just the minifigs. There's like pieces missing as well, just various pieces missing as well.
Yeah. The problem is you can't return this
and
because someone else is just going to get screwed over.
Yeah. And it's not just the minifigures either. It's like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Like I'm missing an entire bag as well, which has the Emperor in it.
Yeah.
So I
it's probably like
sickening, man.
Did bag 6 have like Emperor with his throne and like the like little background piece?
Well, that was bag 5 had the Emperor in it. Bag 6 has the Royal Guards, but there was no Royal Guards in there.
Right.
No
So
red pieces for the Royal Guard.
they took the minifigs no matter what, but they also took a whole piece.
Yeah.
Vader's got a great suggestion though. Sell the parts you have on either Bricklink or eBay, then just rebuy the set.
I would do that. I'm gonna talk to customer service with Lego tomorrow and see, like, I'm just gonna play the I bought this and it's missing a bag and there's minifigures missing out of the bags. You know, maybe they'll
Well,
send me
that
bag
set
replacements.
is that set still in production?
I haven't seen it lately. I think it might be going out because I think this was 2020. This wasn't even a 2021 set.
Oh,
I'm not sure, but I'll see what's up. Because that also sucks because it's a $90. I think it was a $90 set, so that also sucks. Like on my girlfriend's part for spending that much, and then it's not even like the full set.
Right.
So that's just
That
my
sucks,
little
brother.
Lego story. It's again, I'm 100% sure this was a person doing it, not like Lego. Just it's not like a QC issue, I don't think. And yeah, but I don't think they have it. I haven't seen this set at Walmart or anywhere in a long time. And they will send back as damaged instead of restocking it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll see what happens tomorrow with Lego. But yeah, and we don't have a receipt either. Probably not, because I would never have expected this to happen.
Right.
It hasn't happened to any of my other ones, but like I said, that Vader figure is it's not exclusive to the set, but it's like an easy set to get that has that Vader with the arm detail. So that's probably why people wanted to steal and be a scumbag and be like a really low life. Because again, I have no doubt in my mind that he was a full grown adult, because it was so meticulously, like, it did not look tampered with at all. And I wouldn't even be surprised if they glued the bag, like they resealed the bag together. So I have no doubt it was an adult, and I guess that's just a problem in our area, because it happened with the Imperial Crosshair when someone put the Sith Jet Trooper in it, and then it happened a few different stores with the Lando.
Right.
So
yeah,
we got a serial swapper around here.
Going after
That's
Lego
almost
and Black Series.
Yeah. But that's just
Well,
my little...
Oh, go ahead. I was just saying that
I will say...
sucks.
Yeah, I will say I busted open my cantina real quick and been like, I don't want to hold on to this set for like a year, and then I open it up and then there's something missing. I'm like, I need to know now if everything is in there.
All the minifigs are gone.
I was like, oh. Yeah. But that one was purchased from the Lego store, so maybe there's just a smaller amount, a smaller chance of that happening.
Right.
But yeah, that's my little Lego story. It's my little Lego story.
That sucks, brother. No good.
Yeah, but that's it for me. I don't have any recent pickups, so I suppose we could move into Book of Boba Fett episode 5 spoiler chat, if you guys feel so inclined.
Oh, I want to talk about this damn episode of Boba Fett. Or should I say,
Mando.
Yeah, we'll give you some time to leave if you haven't seen the new episode.
Spoilers.
Spoiler warning, we're going to be spoiling and talking about this masterpiece of an episode, and seriously, some of the best Star Wars content that we've got in like over a year, probably.
Yep.
Wizard.
Maybe almost 2 years.
Yeah, Wizard.
Yeah.
So, spoilers. If you don't want to get this episode of Book of Boba Fett spoiled, I'm sorry. Your time on this stream has come to an end. Thank you for joining us. But it is spoiler time. Let's talk about right now The Mandalorian Season 2.5.
Yeah.
Right here, right now. Unbelievable, incredible episode. Some of the best Star Wars I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Bryce Dallas Howard, shout out. She's a great Star Wars director, because she also directed that Bo-Katan, Costco Reeves, Axe Woves episode of Mando Season 2. She also did the season 1, episode 4, Sanctuary, which was like, but then season 2 was a great episode, and this was like a masterpiece. Before we jump into this episode, I feel like I got to get your guys' opinion on the whole, just base level, surface level. This was a Book of Boba Fett episode with no Boba Fett, and it was 100% a Mando Din Djarin, because that was like instantly a pretty big criticism I saw. I can't believe, because to me I was just like, I'll gladly accept. You want to give me Mando season 3 episode 1 in the middle of this thing? It's like a testament to how much I was missing Mando and how thirsty I was for Mando season 3. So what do you guys think about just it's a Book of Boba Fett episode with no Boba Fett?
You want to go
Don't
first
care.
or me?
Don't care.
Yeah, I mean, overall, same. It was just an amazing episode, and it ties in. It's not like it had nothing to do with the story of the Boba Fett show. It's essentially a critical moment in the show. Yeah, it didn't have Boba Fett in it, but, I don't see what the big deal is. It was so amazing to me, like, so what,
Right.
the show would have been 6 episodes instead of 7 if they didn't do this, so.
Yeah, and I mean, even though, obviously when Boba Fett was in Mando, they were there together, mixing and matching. It didn't feel all that jarring to me, because it's like, yeah, Boba Fett showed up in Mando. Mando shows up in Boba Fett. Now he did get a whole dedicated episode with no Boba Fett in it, which is a little bit different, but
Disney knows we've seen all of this stuff, though, so they're like, no, they will want to see like what has Din been up to.
Right, and
I don't think it was inappropriate to.
And it delivers on lore, action, just every sort of aspect of the episode. I didn't even miss Boba Fett. That's the thing, is like the episode was so good, I didn't even mind that there was no Boba Fett to be had. Even though I do enjoy Book of Boba Fett, I think so far it's pretty good.
Yeah,
but I mean, I'm not upset that this episode was strictly just Mando focused, because it was so good and it was so packed with so much information that we're going to need going forward.
Yeah. Let's try and take it in order. We normally don't do like a recap and what we think. It's usually just all over the place. But this was just such a great episode. So like, even the opening scene, he walks through the flaps and you hear the, his little theme.
Yeah.
The flute or recorder theme. And he's just walking around. It's such a light, like he's so shiny. It's such like a white light situation, like this meat locker room when he is going to collect a bounty. And Darksaber looks amazing. And my favorite part about it was he cuts himself with it, because anyone who's ever swung around a sword with no, like, you're going to cut yourself. Like, right. I just thought it was a really realistic part of the episode when he cuts himself. I'm like, is that the first time someone has ever cut themselves with a lightsaber?
Yeah.
In Star Wars?
Probably.
Because you'd think that would happen more often. But
right. Well, he has zero training, and obviously he doesn't really have any melee weapon training at all. And then, of course, if you've seen Rebels and you've seen a little bit deeper into Star Wars, deeper into the Darksaber, you know that it doesn't just work for you. You don't just pick it up and you start swinging it around all willy-nilly. Yeah. So I liked that sort of aspect, and I also liked how violent that scene got. He freaking cut that dude in half. The implied decapitated head in the bag with little bits of liquid dripping from it. I was like, how is it this dark? I was seriously shocked at how dark it was right at the beginning of the episode. Such a badass tone to set, and it made Mando, that reintroduction of Mando is just so badass. And like you said, Justin, it just made me realize, like, I missed this dude. Dude.
Yeah. This episode, like, it really reminded me of, like, not Civil War, like medieval vibes to me, because the way that they were swinging the Darksaber, it felt like it had such weight to it when he was like struggling to pick it up. And along with Mando's literally being like a metaphor for medieval knights, you know, T-visor, that's like straight out of like medieval Europe and stuff like that. And the way they were like hacking and slashing at each other, it just seemed like the way knights would be fighting, like knights in shining armor. And so, yeah, after that, he goes to this ring world where I'm like, Halo in Star Wars?
Seriously,
I
Halo.
love it. Yeah.
Dude, that was awesome. Like you said, the heavy wielding of the Darksaber, it had a lot going through my mind, and I kind of have a theory with that, and I think it's awesome if that's how it's portrayed, or however they do it, it'll be great. But I won't get into that till maybe a little bit later. But it really, like you said, a medieval knight are just like we've seen so many times where these masterful Force users wield a lightsaber like it doesn't have any weight to it, and then you see the complete opposite with this, almost like he's wielding like a two-handed battle axe. I mean, they did such a good job visually showing how heavy that is. Like when he's dragging it on the ground, cutting himself, and just like you could visually see with every swing he was using it, he was losing more and more stamina, like, you know, going with it.
Yeah.
And just in that first scene, the visuals were so good. Like it just took dark, gritty. It had a good Star Wars feel to it, a good Mando feel to it. I've watched it twice now, and I'm definitely going to be watching it 3, 4, you know, more times at least because there's so much there. But.
Yeah. Because, like, and there was so much lore in this episode. Like, I don't know, maybe some people don't know that the Kyber crystal is actually like a living sort of thing. Because like, it can have influence. Like, the lightsaber is basically an extension of a Jedi wielding it. It's like a part of them. And it's like that connection through the Force that they have, like, with that Kyber crystal. That's what we learn in Clone Wars with the Gathering. Like, and how, you know, a lightsaber gets bled. That's how it turns crimson red for like the Sith. So I think it makes sense that like Moff Gideon was able to wield it pretty effortlessly because he was like in it. He was, you know, he's hungry for power, and obviously with Din, and they make some great connections to Rebels because Sabine complains about how heavy it is as well, and it literally takes a Jedi to train her how to wield it effortlessly. Yeah. So now I'm like, is Mando gonna go to Luke and when he checks up on Grogu? But yeah, going back to like just more of a recap thing, like the Halo ring world was awesome. I know Halo's not the first thing to do a ring world, but it looks so cool. I like the vibe, the music. And it's a nice contrast to Tatooine, this desolate desert, and now we're kind of going back to the more like Coruscant-ish.
Right. And it was like modern Star Wars music where it kind of had like a little bit of a trap beat to it, like sort of thing. Where I was like, okay, so you know, you're in more of like a populated area where it's like a little, you know, kind of has like a more modern feel to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then, you know, Mando going back and visiting Armorer
completely out of nowhere. I was like, what?
And Paz Vizsla, and she calls him Paz Vizsla.
Unfortunately, it doesn't sound like Jon Favreau anymore.
No, it sounded a little bit like lower, like I could see it still being Jon Favreau, but maybe they like pitch shifted the voice a little bit lower, so it didn't quite sound like you know, when you see him in season 1, you're like, oh, that's Jon Favreau. Like I hear his voice clear as day. But man, that was epic to see them again. And as soon, like, I just love that these are helmeted characters, but you see exactly what they are feeling, what they are thinking. The minute Paz sees Din with the Darksaber,
because it's like a rack focus. It's focused on the Darksaber, and then it's a rack focus to Paz's helmet, and he's like staring at it. And so good. It's
such a wonderful camera work to be able to show you, like, you know that Paz wants this, and he's got it. You can't even see his face, but you know his expression underneath is like, that's mine. Like, that is my family's. That's mine.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it comes pretty much right to that.
Yeah. Real quick, thank you, Bodie Collection, for the $5 channel support. My opinion, it's like the Elder One from Harry Potter. Yeah, that's a great point. Sabine still actually owns it, and I think she will reclaim it at some point in some way. That's kind of a good comparison, actually.
But I thought Sabine steals it. She stole it from Maul, from his cave.
Well, I mean, you could go back. We could talk about it later for sure, but you could go back to, like, I think the whole original owner thing is more of like it's kind of like a zealot, like sacrilegious, like, I don't want to call it fake, but it's like, did Pre Vizsla earn it? Because they say they just went in the temple, and the Jedi temple, and stole it. And it's like, Darth Maul isn't a true Mandalorian, so even though he beat Pre Vizsla, was he ever the true wielder of the Darksaber? And then, you know, Obi-Wan kills Maul, so it's like, is Obi-Wan the wielder of the Darksaber? Because Sabine does just find it in the in Maul's cave,
right?
So I mean, I don't know, but
but
the armor is so manipulative. God. And it's like they do it in such a great way. They portray like pagan, you know, cults in such a great way, because the leader of cults will intentionally, like, obviously limit the amount of knowledge that the rest of your cult knows. Because in season 1, she's like, oh yeah, the songs of eons past, they're like Jedi wizards, and apparently they like wield these laser swords or something. But now she just knows all of this like expanded lore and history of not only the Jedi, but she also just knows about Bo-Katan, where it's like Din in season 2, she was like, I have no idea. What's up?
He'll be right back.
I'll be right back.
All right. The she also like knows Bo-Katan, which like Din was like, I don't know who Bo-Katan is. I don't know who this random person is, taking off her helmet. So she's like limiting the knowledge.
Right. And on top of that, I feel like they have a little bit more of a deeper history with each other, because they were both from Concordia.
Yeah.
So what if the armorer is more familiar with Bo-Katan than even what we know right now?
Right. And there are theories that she's Rook cast. I don't know if you've heard about that theory, which is why she would still have horns on her helmet or something.
That could be kind of badass. I'd be into that. But yeah, I loved her, you know, Bo-Katan is a cautionary tale. Like,
and there's so many Rebels connections.
I was getting some villainous vibes from her and Paz, and I'm like, okay, are they gonna be like villainous in season 3 of Mando, and like maybe try and like come after him in a little bit? Because didn't she say there was 3 left, or was she including Din when she said that, or did she mean?
I think Paz says now there are 3 of us, or something like that, because he's apologizing for the sacrifice on Navarro when all the other Mandos got wiped out. But like, yeah, and I love how they make that connection to Rebels. Like, oh, it was gifted to her. So she pretty much blames Bo-Katan for the Night of 1,000 Tears, because it's like, if you don't earn the Darksaber, you know, Mandalore will be cursed.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously Sabine gives it to Bo-Katan. So she's basically blaming her for the Night of 1,000 Tears, which that was an amazing visual flashback. I was like, I love Star Wars.
The Terminator 2 reference.
Yeah,
that was so good with the K2 droids and the Imperial probe droids. I was like, oh man, Terminator, baby.
Just seeing like the TIE bombers, and it's almost like insulting. Like, you're not worth human troops. Like, Mandalore isn't worth. We're just gonna bomb it from afar, and then we're gonna send in the Imperial security droids and the probe droids to like mop you up. That's like, it's so dark, and it's just, you see the city in Clone Wars. What is it called? What is that city called?
I think Vader said it. It's Sundari.
Yeah, Sundari.
Yeah, Sundari.
The domed city. Yeah.
Yeah, that just straight up gets blown up.
Yeah.
It was just so merciless, so brutal.
Right.
did you see how many TIE bombers? What was there, like thousands? That's
Yeah.
insane.
Like dropping like nuclear bombs, like with big mushroom clouds coming off of them.
Right. That was so.
It was cool to get that visual for, like, it makes sense that it's called, the tiers. Like, that's,
Yeah.
you got that visual connection. Also inspired me to possibly do an upcoming shot. So just stay tuned for that.
Nice.
Ooh, I like that.
But yeah, so we got a little tease of the Night of 1,000 Tears. I hope maybe we get a couple more nuggets in the future, like maybe some story elements about like maybe Armorer and Bo, if they're on Concordia, like seeing this happen and being like, oh shit, we got to get out of here.
Yeah. And Boba Fett wasn't lying when he said the Empire turned that planet to glass.
Yep.
Because like we see in Clone Wars, we see it like, in its prime, I guess. But then in Rebels, when we see it in like season 4, it's like a desert, like scorched earth. And we never actually see like what exactly happened. So again, we're like filling another gap with like Star Wars Rebels and Clone Wars. And yeah, Armor mentioning that it was gifted to Bo-Katan and she cursed Mandalore. I'm like, ooh, Rebels. She mentions Tar Vizsla, and I was like,
yeah.
Oh my god. Like,
yeah, they really went lore heavy. They gave, which I think was important, to give a lot of more casual fans the explanation of where the Darksaber came from. That was awesome. Afterwards, so the Beskar spear is gone now. It's been melted down, which I thought was maybe a power move by the Armorer so that Din has the Darksaber, but if he doesn't have the spear and somehow loses the Darksaber, he's not going to really be able to hurt her or Paz. Just because I was getting those weird villainous vibes. So even though she's like, Mandalorian steel is not meant to be fashioned into a weapon, I was like, is she just trying to get rid of that? Is she just...
I kind of like that explanation. Like, its very existence is a threat to us because it can pierce our armor. I like that.
But
I got a point in there that kind of, to me, contradicted herself, because wasn't a few months later she says the Darksaber is a more fitting weapon and it's made out of Beskar, the handle. So I was like,
that is
why
true.
would you know what I mean? It's very, very kind of...
Right, because it's like maybe it's because it's an ancient weapon sort of thing, more of like a relic to those people. But of course, so there
training
was
on the ledge,
right. There was some training with the Darksaber. The spear has been melted down into what I'm assuming is and Jay Meza asked us this a couple times. I'm assuming it's like a chainmail shirt for Grogu. So they melted the spear, and Mando chose to melt it down into something for Grogu. We don't see what it is, but we do see little chainmail links falling, and then we get it kind of wrapped up in a nice little bag that looks like Grogu's head.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like a chainmail shirt. So we're not going to necessarily it's not a helmet. It's not shoulder pads. Like, I don't think it's anything quite that ridiculous. But what do you got? What do you think? What do you guys think? What is made for Grogu?
Go ahead, Justin.
I can agree with that because they said, I think the armor says like we need to use this for armor. Like Beskar is used for armor, so I think it would make sense if it's an armor piece. And I think chainmail. I don't know if that's practical, but I mean maybe, and maybe that's they're going to use that as an explanation. There's going to be a comic where Kylo Ren pierces Grogu like during the Jedi Temple massacre, but he survived because he was wearing the chainmail Beskar.
It's like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, exactly. You stole my thought because that's what I was going to say. He's going to be like Frodo. With
Mark's saying it. Yeah, the mithril.
And then the special edition of Last Jedi is going to come out where Kylo Ren says, "I will have killed the last Jedi." Then Grogu's going to come around the corner and say, "No, I'm a Jedi too."
So, but I think that's really awesome. Grogu's going to have some sort of piece of armor.
Use the restroom.
And obviously I think that this means that we're going to see Grogu We're going to see Luke in next season of Mando. Also, the other X-Wing pilot later in this episode of Mando is the actor that plays Luke, just without the deep fake. So he's hanging around. They've got him hanging around set for, I'm sure, more than just a cameo in an episode of Book of Boba Fett. But yeah, and then, of course, you know, we get the showdown between Paz, between Din. I was like thinking, dude, I was like, what weapon is... I mean, of course, you know, Paz just pulls out his vibro knife, but we also see he gets the little shield, which is awesome, straight out of Clone Wars. Yeah. And, like, just the throwdown between both of them, how, like, brutal and intense it gets. And I love when Paz he gets the Darksaber, but he's like...
he was struggling
like he couldn't even lift it as well as Mando could, which it's like, I think I just loved that showed, like, you know, you may think this is yours, but you are undeserving and you can't wield it yourself, even though you feel entitled to this weapon because it's from your family or your house.
Yeah.
And I just loved seeing that. And then, of course, you know, Mando bests him, holds him up, like ready to, you know, kill him if need be, which for a minute I was like, are we going to get super dark here? And Mando's just going to be like, nope.
That scene was really good. And I mean, it showed that, like, why, I mean, because we already know, like, Din Djarin's a pretty good fighter, essentially, in just basic brawling, you know. We kind of got that established, but it really showed that, like, he was fighting a really tough opponent, you know, like, Paz is not a shoe over by any means. Like, you know, he's bigger than him, he's stronger than him, but he really beat him with his quickness and his, like, one up on combat. I think he's a better fighter in that regards, and it showed. And they did that fight choreography really well. It looked really good on camera. It seemed quick, but it wasn't like you could follow it all, and it wasn't like super slow either.
Are you talking about Din versus Paz?
Yeah.
When Paz tried to pick it up, it's almost like God, what is the Arthurian legend of the sword? And it's like in stone, and you
King Arthur?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. The sword.
Excalibur.
Well, I didn't know.
Excalibur.
Yeah, Excalibur. It's almost like that when he was like trying to pick it up. He's like, ah! Like there's just such a like weight to it. I thought they did that really well, and I love that shot of him walking out when he was like, when the armor is like, you're not focused or someone, and then it just pans over and Paz is like walking out. And he's like, maybe someone else should wield the Darksaber.
Yeah, that was so awesome.
And the whole like, my ancestors forged that saber, belongs to my house, or like whatever he says. Yeah. That was so cool.
Yeah, that was like, honestly reminded me of the good old days in Game of Thrones a little bit. Yeah, when there was still some badass sword fights in that. But yeah, so then of course the fight is over, but the armorer starts reciting the lines, you know, has your helmet ever been removed? Have you ever taken your helmet off? Blah, blah, blah.
He's like,
yeah, and Din's like,
just a little bit.
I for a second thought he was gonna lie, but then he tells the truth, and so he has been exiled from their sect of Mandalorian culture. He's still a Mandalorian.
Exile him.
The Children of the Watch are an extremist group of Mandalorians who do not represent Mandalorians as a whole. So,
right. And it's like, how's that working out for you? There's two of you. Yeah. How's that working out?
Going well, right?
Not the most efficient zealot group, Splinter Force.
But I have a theory on that too. I have lots of theories.
Yeah, I think, and then of course Armor. It might have been beforehand, but Armor starts talking about how the new leader of Mandalore will ride in on a mythosaur kind of deal.
Which I think that's the Boba Fett connection.
Right, it is. They're 100% talking about Boba Fett. I mean, his signet is the mythosaur. If you never knew that,
he's like the OG mythosaur signet,
right? So. And that's how he was introduced in the Star Wars Holiday Special as well. He was riding on a mythosaur.
True.
So I don't think he's going to be riding on a literal mythosaur. I think that obviously means he might be riding in on the Rancor.
Yeah.
But the idea of Boba Fett riding on a Rancor wielding the Darksaber, I don't really know if I like that.
I think what they meant was like a mythosaur. She says something like a mythosaur rises from the depths to bring a new age. So it's almost like when he comes out of the depths of the Sarlacc pit, and it's like he's the metaphor for the mythosaur. That's how I kind of read that theory. Because he's kind of been, Boba Fett has kind of been reborn from this whole thing anyway. But I don't know. I think by mythosaur they almost in a way meant Boba Fett. I know that's like a theory, but still, some people were surprised that the armor just lets him leave with the Darksaber, but that's because they're like honor bound because he did win it in combat. So it's like, you know, Paz did lose.
Yep.
Which great. And you know, Mando goes on the bus. You know, he's got to take the bus everywhere because he doesn't have the Razor Crest.
Sad.
Your HasLab Razor Crest has shipped.
Oh,
just in time.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like Armor was straight up talking to the audience when she was like, "Unfortunately, those things are legends." I was like, "Wait a second! You talking to me?"
True.
The audience.
But I do think that means that, you know, obviously Boba Fett is going to play into the taking of Mandalore. So is Boba Fett going to be in Mando season 3? Because that's what I would assume Mando season 3 is going to be about. Them going to Mandalore, seeing what's left, seeing what's going on. Is Boba Fett tagging along? Like, is he going to lose control of Jabba's palace and just kind of realize, like, hey, maybe Tatooine
bigger
is
picture.
Yeah, Tatooine is just one thing, or Mos Espa is just one thing. The entire planet of Mandalore is something entirely different. So maybe he has a change of heart and is like, you know, Mos Espa is small time. Like maybe I could do something a little bit better, like rule Mandalore. And maybe that means they're going to bring in some more Jango Fett connections. Maybe that means they're going to bring Jaster Moreel back into canon and talk about Jaster Moreel and how he kind of got involved with Jango Fett, which is like an old Legends comic book that's a great read as well. So the wheels are spinning now in my head about the future of what exactly is gonna go on and what we're gonna see further on. But of course,
go
ahead, Todd.
I think this is definitely a prelude, and I talked about this with a couple of the 1313 podcast guys before in the past, but like I feel like the Star Wars shows right now, especially this episode, really kind of drives it to that. Like we had Ahsoka in Mando season 2, so she's going to be part of it in some way, shape, or form. I think they're going to come together. I think at some point we're going to have a pretty big escalation, and I think Mandalore, the planet's going to have a lot to do with it, and I'm hoping Thrawn is involved with that. I hope we get a live-action Thrawn, and I think there's going to be some like type of super group up. You're going to have Boba Fett, Mando, Ahsoka, characters we haven't seen yet, maybe Grogu, obviously Grogu, possibly Luke, maybe because we saw B1, I'm stretching here, but maybe Cal Kestis, you know, just like this, kind of like, you know, what Marvel did essentially, but we're seeing that in the Star Wars universe where we're getting all these stories, but they all will together to make this climactic, awesome, epic showdown. And I'm hoping that's how it goes, but we'll see.
Right. Yeah. Cue War Pigs by Black Sabbath.
Oh, yeah.
All together a team.
The ultimate team up song in every single superhero trailer till the end of time. I need a team. Banana. I'm in.
Yeah.
So
Mos Eisley.
Yep. Then we go back to some familiar territory. We go back to Mos Eisley. We meet up with Peli again, aka Ripley, and we see a very familiar BD-1 droid who may not be the BD-1, but could be the BD-1. We don't know.
I think it's just a BD droid.
It was awesome to see a BD droid in live action.
Yeah.
It was just so cool to see it. The BD droid is awesome. Of course, that opens up the door, like you said, Todd, for a possible Cal Kestis connection, which personally I would not take off the table at this point. I mean, Cameron Monaghan, they used his likeness for the character. He is a live action actor. We're now Bo-Katan, voiced Bo-Katan. Kay Sackhoff voiced Bo-Katan. Now she plays him. Rumors are going around. The Admiral Thrawn actor could be Thrawn as well.
Yeah,
Voiced
Lars
him.
Mikkelsen.
Now we'll play him. I would not be shocked. I literally would not be shocked if we saw Cal Kestis. I'm sure Cameron Monaghan.
Some aging makeup.
Right. Give him a beard, give him a couple wrinkles. He'll look just fine.
Right.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't put it past it. And I hope we do, because if Mando does go to Luke, I hope we do get to see, Leia, just not like an egregious, super long, lengthy cameo, but just like, here's Leia training in the background. Oh, there's Cal Kestis over there. Like, I feel like that would make sense, because if Luke is on a quest to, gather people, gather younglings, gather people to form a new Jedi Order, it would only make sense that all of these characters we've been seeing recently would be there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would love that. I think the expansion of the universe, this is the time to do it, and the best way to do it is in TV show format, where you can draw the story out, take your time. You don't have to rush because you've only got 2.5 hours. So I think this is like the perfect way to bring in a lot of these characters and to make it all make sense.
Yeah, for sure. But we gotta address the Naboo Starfighter chromed out edition.
The price of that 3 3/4-inch vehicle skyrocketed 300% in 1 hour.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it looks amazing. I mean, it's chrome. It's a Naboo Starfighter, but now it's shiny silver, just like Mando. And I think, because obviously it's not practical for a bounty hunter. Where are you going to put your bounties? What if you have to go to the bathroom? Like the Razor Crest headquarters for like sleeping and everything. But like maybe it'll dock with something bigger, at some point.
Yeah.
I think it could be cool.
Like an Armada, Mandalorian Armada ship where it has like Boba Fett's Slave One and Naboo fighter. That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be amazing to see. But yeah, I do kind of think this is just an in-between ship, in between something bigger, or like you said, it just docks onto something else that. Yeah. Because it wouldn't really make sense for him to, unless they don't plan on Mando continuing to be a bounty hunter. But I feel like they've done that with Boba Fett. You can't really do that with Mando too. Like they're both not going to be bounty hunters now. I feel like that would just be, a little like, okay, you're just doing the same character beats with both of them. So I feel like we got to keep Mando as like a bounty hunter to some degree, but I don't know, how long he's going to have the N1 ship. And of course, they hollow out the droid part. So Grogu's going to be able to sit there, which again, confirms, we're going to see Grogu again. It's not the end of Grogu, which, I mean, if you thought it was, you're crazy.
Yeah. Great Phantom Menace. Yeah.
Yes. I loved seeing Beggar's Canyon again, the destroyed little debris still from when Anakin smashed through it in Phantom Menace was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was just well done. I know they copied some shots and it's like, oh, is that a little too on the nose? But I think it worked just because it felt so much more, fast paced, just like the original pod racing scene. Like you just felt the presence of the vehicles and everything. And I really felt the power behind the Naboo Starfighter. I really like that sequence. He's like, let's see what this baby can do. Freaking whoa.
Yeah. And I loved the like classic World War II like cockpit fighter like style like cinematography they used with like the camera mounted on the body of the plane and then like the interior shot of Mando on the inside. I'm like, I love those just like classic plain style like camera angles they used. So yeah, that was a fantastic scene. And then of course, once he lands and he just says wizard, you're like, oh
Another
my
Phantom Menace. That was
Right.
Wizard Annie.
Right. The Phantom Menace love in this episode was very apparent, and I ate up every second of it. I was, give me more. I'm just like, I love seeing all of this Phantom Menace love.
Yeah, for sure. And Fennec Shand finally comes and visits and puts Din into the story of Book of Boba Fett with another one of those, we got a job for you, sorts of scenes. Again, there was a lot of criticism for absolutely no Boba Fett, but it's like, we already kind of explained why we forgive that. But yeah, and that's pretty much where it ends. Or he does say, I got to visit a friend first. My guess was Cobb Vanth, because this whole time of Book of Boba Fett, I'm forgetting that, Cobb is like the marshal in the next town over on the planet in Mos Pelgo this entire time. So maybe there's like a little...
Yeah, I think we're going to see Cobb again, and I hope he has got like a new badass costume as well.
Yeah,
that'd be cool to see, for sure. But
great.
Yeah,
so what do you think, Todd, about the new ship? And also, well, you didn't get the TVC Razor Crest, right?
No.
Yeah. So how are you feeling about this new ship?
Up until this point, probably one of my least favorite starships, personally. And I not so much the ship itself, it's just I like that space battle I rank it as one of the weakest just because of the skill, right? As far as a skill, but it fit Phantom Menace 1, the story. It fit it pretty well as part of it. Kind of have Anakin showing that he, from a young age, is just a really stellar pilot. So that part is cool. The designs back then, I'm such a fan of how the stuff looks during the era of the Empire. More so like the ships, just more a little grittier, more aggressive angles, where all that stuff from the prequel era is more smooth. So like on style wise, not a big fan of it, but I thought it was really awesome. I'm like, I won't lie, if they did a Black Series vehicle of that, I would be all over it. I would buy it.
Heck yeah.
It would look awesome. I think in this episode of Mandalorian, it portrayed that starship a lot better than it did in episode 1. The technology they're using right now has a more realistic feel, the show does. And so like you got that aspect of it, how you saw it all broken down, and the design they went with it, making it kind of look like it's Beskar itself, that shiny metal, very similar to his Razor Crest too, where it was just a lot of basic metals on it, nothing too flashy, with those little hints of yellow to give that nostalgic Starfighter look. Yeah, overall I thought it was cool. I mean, I would have preferred maybe something like, of course, like an old X-Wing, but I think that would have just been pushing that nostalgic button maybe too much. And and they came out of left field with it, in my opinion, which was really cool. It really added to it.
Maybe they could have given him like an A-wing or a Y-wing, like something a little bit more obscure. But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, and it's hard for me to say. Because I'm just blinded by nostalgia, especially when it comes to Phantom Menace. Like that was the Star Wars movie, when I was little. So that wasn't my introduction to Star Wars, but obviously the prequels feel like like my Star Wars movies, even though I love OT more. But it's like I was a kid then, had the toys, all the merchandise was prequel, everything like that. So it's like I have always loved the Naboo Starfighter, and I also like that they snuck in Mando spinning in the Starfighter, like the
tri-spinning. That's a cool trick.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, of course he would do the spinning. That's all I could think about. But
yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention the run-in with the New Resistance police
Right. Yeah, we mentioned that a little bit when you went to the
Oh.
restroom about how the other actor, of course, the one we've seen in Mando a few times, but the
Yeah.
other actor is the guy that plays Luke,
Yeah,
minus the deep fake.
you're right. Yeah, that
So
that was pretty cool to see, and I like how he just freaking blasts off. I don't
Yeah.
know. I enjoyed the Naboo Starfighter. I thought it's a pick out of left field. It's something that I wasn't expecting because
Right.
Naboo is not Tatooine. So it was just a nice little, I definitely wasn't expecting that. And yeah, the episode ends with, I gotta talk to my friend or whatever he says. I got someone I need to talk to. So yeah, that's how it ends. And I just can't believe how good this episode was. I know we've said this, but I think it's some of the best Star Wars content that we've got since season 2 of Mando.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be like, I hate Book of Boba Fett, but I'm like, is this like a testament to how maybe I've just enjoyed Mando so much more than Book of Boba Fett? Or is it just the satisfaction of catching up with Din? Or, I don't know.
I feel like a lot of it is we're already invested in Mando's storyline. We've had 2 seasons with him. We've been with him through a lot of stuff. So seeing him again, it's like seeing an old buddy. Whereas Book of Boba Fett is good, but I don't think it's anywhere near, at least so far, near like the story level of Mando.
Mm-hmm.
Book of Boba Fett to me is kind of like a fun show I just watch every week, and so far haven't really thought too hard after the episodes are over. Whereas to like this episode, I'm like thinking ahead. I'm like thinking of theories. I'm thinking of this. I'm like, what's going to go on? It's like Book of Boba Fett, I guess, hasn't been as thought provoking, in my opinion, as Mandalorian is.
Right, because this has been the best episode of Book of Boba Fett with no Boba Fett,
without a doubt.
And it's not just the best out of this season; it's like significantly better than episodes 1 through 4, and I enjoyed those episodes.
Yeah.
But
Right.
just like, it sounds weird to say the absolute best episode of Book of Boba Fett doesn't feature Boba Fett, and it's actually significantly better than all the previous episodes. Also, what's up,
Right.
Papa Gord?
Hey, Papa.
Hey.
I mean, hopefully that just means the last 2 episodes are going to be straight up bangers.
Yeah.
And
2 episodes left.
Yeah, and they'll be fantastic as well. But yeah, I mean, it kind of felt like Book of Boba Fett's the side quest, and then we got an episode of the main quest.
Yeah.
So it's like we've been sitting here doing this little side quest, and then this episode comes along, and we're like, this is a main quest episode. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
So, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, because I think Boba Fett is going to be in Mando season 3. So I think that it just is continuing the intertwining of them as characters. So I don't, who's to say Mando season 3, we don't just get a straight Boba Fett episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
We don't know anything like that yet.
All right, let's see.
But yeah, Bodhi says, don't forget, guys, Boba stole Mando's thunder in season 2, just like Din did. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the episodes where Boba Fett appears, stole the thunder in those moments. So yeah, it was kind of like you scratch my back, I scratch yours. except for it was a whole
absolutely
episode.
No Boba Fett. Yeah,
absolutely no.
Also, the next episode is Dave Filoni's. So like, I mean, I'm trying not to keep my expectations too high, because you guys know you don't want to do that, because typically you get disappointed.
Sleeping.
But I mean, I feel like the last 2 episodes potentially could be better than what we just saw, and if it is, like, that's means those are going to be some amazing Star Wars episodes. However they go, I'm also curious: is this episode going to not have any continuation in Book of Boba? Like, are we not going to see where Din? I mean, he has to come into, I think, because he's gathering the army to fight against the Pikes.
Mm-hmm.
But or maybe they continue that in Mando season 3, and that's why there's such a huge emphasis. There's a lot of what ifs open, which is a good thing, because it makes my mind go, Like,
Yeah.
oh, what if this or this could happen?
That's a big thing about like the Book of Boba Fett so far is that the storyline is just you have no idea, and I feel the same way after every episode. I'm like, I enjoyed it, but I have no idea where this is going. And now it's like that, but times 1,000% because I never expected an episode where it's just Din Djarin, which I absolutely love, but it also fits that theme of like, I just have no idea where the story is going. I have no idea what is happening. Obviously, there's a war brewing between the Pikes, but even then, I'm like, I still don't know what I'm going to be watching come Wednesday, which couldn't come soon enough because now I'm super hyped.
Yeah. That I was lucky enough to be off work on Wednesday, so like as soon as I woke up and I was ready to go, had the time to watch it, and I was just like, I was texting you and I was like, Justin, like I knew you were at work, but I was like, I just can't believe what I saw. So
actually, Nathan, I don't know if that's true. I think Dave Filoni directed the first episode of Mando ever. The Gunslinger.
Yeah, I was going to say he also directed the worst episode of The Mandalorian ever.
True.
The Gunslinger. Yeah, he wrote and directed that one.
Yeah. I still trust him. I love Dave Filoni.
Oh, yeah.
And he got that promotion about a year ago or whatever. He's like the story something or other. I'm like, well deserved.
One stinker episode for the literal dozens of amazing things he's done for Star Wars. It's like, okay, I can forgive Toro's stupid Calican. I can forgive him.
Even though that episode in retrospect has now been made more important than it was.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know if they had that in mind, all that. Well, obviously, since it was Boba Fett all that time.
I hope we don't see Toro Calican ever again, though.
There's going to be a special episode of Toro Calican and what's his name from
Todd?
One of your favorite characters.
Rothgar Dang.
Yeah,
Here we go.
We're going to be in the same episode.
I was going to say, Todd, I just thought of the darkest timeline. What if they turn Toro Calican into Valance?
No! No!
Since he was like shot up, he's got to have cybernetics to replace him.
That'd be.
I told you it's the darkest timeline.
I guess I would like that character. Then it would be a really hard pill to swallow, but.
Right.
Hey, if that got Vance into live action, sorry, I'd be down for it just because.
Yeah, boy. I think we'll see it. I think we'll see some Rancor riding, like a Rancor.
Yeah, like a Bantha.
Yeah, I'll be back, partner. Stuck with me now, partner. In the Bounty Hunters Guild, I'll be legendary. That's my Toro.
That's so bad. And just him sitting like Han Solo. Han Solo.
Sacrilegious.
It's just like
insulting.
Who do you think you are, you son of a?
Who do you think you are?
It's literally like a Harry Potter moment. How dare you stand where he stood?
Yeah. But yeah, at the end of the day, it was amazing. It was masterful, and I loved it. I loved the entire episode.
10 out of 10 episode, I'll say it.
Yeah.
It was just such a nice change of pace, change of setting, change of story.
Yeah.
It's fresh. It was so fresh.
It was badass. It was dark, violent, gritty, filled with lore, great action, great nostalgia, great Easter eggs. Everything was just so meticulous and perfect about this episode. Like everything fell into place. We didn't even talk about we even like for the first time ever got like some Jawa lore.
They're furry.
They're furry.
Yeah, they're furry.
We've never gotten anything about Jawas, I feel like. And so now we got we know they're furry and that she dated one. Like I don't. It was goofy.
It was Jawa.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
calling
funny
it now, guys. A San Diego Comic-Con exclusive unrobed furry Jabba.
Yes.
Yeah.
Furry Jawa. They could just use the Ewok body, put a Jawa head on it, and give him a soft goods robe.
I'd buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man,
I'm trying to think of anything we missed.
fantastic Star Wars episode right there.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the part where he got stopped by the New Republic X-wing fighters. Just to add to that, I love that because he's like, it's like, yeah, he goes, I'll send you a ping, and then, I mean, just to show how fast that ship is, like he was like out of there like so quick.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice
Yeah.
little
That's
nod.
like another pre-Empire ship, so it doesn't have like, it doesn't
Right.
have your license plate or whatever the equivalent of that would be.
Right.
He didn't pay his registration. He didn't get the sticker. He didn't get his 2021 sticker or 2022 now.
Nope, he didn't. But yeah, just a great episode. Fantastic stuff.
Yep. I
So
cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Any final thoughts on the episode, Todd?
Again, 10 out of 10. There's so much. I mean, all the, like, a lot of the dialogue I picked up on as a lot of foreshadowing of what's to come. I'm hoping. And I mean, I feel like we're going to see Luke and Grogu again for sure. I definitely think that is chainmail or something like it in the little bag. At the very end, we were talking about him. He says he needs to go see somebody first. That could be Cobb Vanth, or it could be Grogu. He may want to, before I can help, I need to make sure the little guy's okay. And that kind of makes me think we may not have like an actual ending to the book of Boba Fett, which implies it could be another season, or they're just going to tie it all in together in Mando season 3. But that's about it. I could go on for more theories and stuff, but
I could definitely see them
awesome.
like just
awesome. I loved it. I want more.
rolling in.
Rolling in?
Yeah, no, I was saying I could definitely see them like using Book of Boba Fett, rolling it into Mando season 3.
Yeah, I could see that. And I just, the last thing I'll say about it, I think there's a reason why this is considered a chapter of the Book of Boba Fett. I don't think this is just a rando Mando episode. I think there's a true purpose behind this episode being an entire chapter of the Book of Boba. And I think Boba Fett will play into the overarching story in the future.
Absolutely. All righty. Well, I think we're about at the 2:37 mark, so probably the perfect time to go ahead and just wrap this stream up today. So thank you everyone for tuning in today. It was awesome to have another successful Sunday. It was awesome to finally have you on the show, Todd. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah.
It was great talking to you. Loved having the
guys.
discussion with you today. This was a lot of fun. 2 hours and 37 minutes that just blew by. There was there was no dragging moment at all. So thank you so much for joining us today. So happy to have you on finally. Next week, looking a little bit ahead, we will have a Dude's Nerdery on once again for some activities. We all know Dude's Nerdery loves his activities.
True.
So that is February the 6th. We're going to have him on, and we're going to be going back in time and reading out the old Black Series line customer surveys and kind of talking about how we felt back then, how we feel about it now, like if the change has actually been implemented. It's going to be a lot of fun to revisit those and just see, like, and kind of talk about all the crazy stuff that happened back in the day with the lines. So it's going to be a fun one. Yeah. And that's obviously next week, same time, same place, 1 p.m. Central Time. Todd does have an Instagram account. If you want to check it out, there is a link in the description. Check it out. Follow him on Instagram. Check out his YouTube channel. Hit subscribe there as well. Tons of great photo photography there. Lots of awesome stuff. Todd, did you have anything upcoming picture-wise or anything you wanted to give it a little tease or let the people know what you got going on?
Ooh.
I kind of said it early in the stream. There's some scenes from that recent episode that I might want to try to recreate with my figures. That's pretty much it. Because I was at Disney World, all that kind of got put to the side, so I got to get back into that regular mindset. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have anything, and unfortunately, sometimes with that stuff, it doesn't come to fruition because I'm pretty picky about what I want to share. So I have a lot of stuff I've never shared just because I don't think it, in my opinion, I can do better. So if if it's on there, you guys will see it. But definitely join. Thanks for the plug. Check out my Instagram. I've been reposting a lot of my older pictures because I recently discovered how to make a watermark onto my pictures.
Oh, nice.
So
nice.
And just I've gained a lot of followers in the last month that I haven't had before. So I know the deeper your Instagram goes, the less people want to go down that rabbit hole. So I'm trying to share some of my previous stuff. So that's about all I got. And just want to say thanks so much for having me on the show, guys. It was awesome. It was a blast. And, that's pretty much it. I'll see you in the Discord.
There we go.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on, and thanks for being such a huge, probably, obviously biggest Out of the Basement supporter of the entire channel's history. And it's like, that's just crazy. People watch us. We make videos and people watch us. It'll always humble me. And when we have people like you that do support us in a lot of extra ways, it's just incredible. So I thank you so much.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. You guys make amazing content. Just like Nate mentioned way early in the stream, is you guys have seen my photography develop. I've seen your guys' video. Your episodes just totally progressed in a really good way, and it's been a lot of fun to be a part of that. So thank you for the continued content. It's been awesome.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. All righty. Well, of course, we've got a couple housekeeping notes here. More Wave 31 reviews coming this week, where I've still got Jeddah Patrol Stormtrooper, Bib, Ceremony Leia, and Migs Mayfeld to do. So expect those reviews coming up very soon. We also have a Clone Trooper repaint video, which I believe is coming out at some point, Justin.
Yeah, it's done and edited. We just have to pick a day for it to go up.
So there you go. That'll be a video coming soon there. So that's some stuff to look forward to as well on the channel. Of course, if you are unaware, we do have a channel membership. 99 cents a month gets you some custom emojis and some name badges that change based on how long you've been a subscriber. Chat, let's get some last minute emoji spam, please, before we go.
Yeah.
And of course, it also is just a way to support us, support the channel, help keep the lights on, the streams going, all that good generic YouTuber stuff that they tell you to say.
Yep.
But yeah, of course, I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
See you guys later.
And our very special guest, Todd, aka Fig Fury.
See you guys.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We will see you next week. Have a great Sunday. Make great choices. Don't do anything that we wouldn't do. Peace.